The other night I came home really late and I tried to unlock my house with my car keys and I ended up starting up the house. So I drove it around for a while. I was speeding and a cop pulled me over. He asked me where I lived and I said, "Right here, officer." Later I parked it on the freeway. I got out and I started yelling at all the cars, "Get off my driveway." There's a fine line between fishing and standing on the shore looking like an idiot. Today I dialed the wrong number. The other person said hello. I said, "Hello, can I speak to Joey?" And they said, I don't think so. He's only 2 months old. I said, "Well, that's cool. I'll wait." Two babies were born on the exact same day at the exact same hospital. They laid there and they looked at each other. Their families came and took them away. 80 years later, by a bizarre coincidence, they lay in the same hospital on their deathbeds next to each other, and one of them looked at the other one and said, "So, what'd you think?" Also, just wanted to share this bit, but when I was a fetus, I used to sneak out at night when my mother was asleep. I figured I should probably start stealing stuff while I still had no fingerprints. But really, these are just some things I wanted to share with you. And my name is KJ Osborne, and I want to welcome you, yes, you, to the show. Hey guys, just before we get started, I want to run a little test. Well, see, okay. Some people still sometimes say the audio is low, so please let me know right now. Is this loud and clear? Like, can you hear me? Do you have to turn your volume all the way up right now just to hear what I'm saying? So please let me know in the live chat if uh, if this is coming in loud and clear. It's coming in good enough. Sounds good. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I still sometimes have people saying I can't hear anything. I mean, I don't know if that's how they sound, but that's how I read it in the comments. Uh, so, but I do want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, but thank you. I'm seeing all thumbs up, guys. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's been a busy couple days, man. I just dropped a new video a couple days ago. I hope you had a chance to see that one about Stranger Things. We did a really fun live show last night that not everyone you meet is a human being. And that all started off from a video of a similar name, same topic from 8 years ago, suddenly popping up in everybody's feeds this week. And of course, mine was one. And I'd already had some stories set aside, people talking about those kinds of experiences. So we just had a good night, man. Covered that for a few hours. So thanks for joining me. If you were able, and if not, please check it out. Check it out later. And what else? Yeah. So now we're here. So it's been 3 days. 3 days. So we got KJ's What Happened Today. Plenty to get into today. And that's that, man. I may be doing an interview with somebody this Friday. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it works out. I've reached out, so we'll see. But if not, I'll have something else planned. I'm going to be posting a show also for my members over here for Thursday night. So I'll be doing that sometime in the next few days. Thank you. And thank you for all who support the videos and shows in whichever way you choose. Truly appreciate you. Thanks, Tamara, for being here, my friend. Good to see you, and I hope you're doing good. And that's it, guys. I think that pretty much gets us all caught up. So let's tarry no longer and jump on in. And we'll check out some headlines here to start. Gen Z reaches breaking point with unemployment and affordability. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley's son, Nayland Haley, on Monday accused Republicans of failing to acknowledge disillusioned Gen Z voters' struggles with unemployment and affordability. Yeah, and we know. And a lot of this, I mean, it's not because they do need to tackle that. But a lot of this started under the so-called Biden administration. Remember Bidenflation? And that's when we started finding less products, like less food inside of our products we were buying. You've seen that. Just we saw a bag of chips last week that was all air, right? Except for like maybe 8 chips on the bottom. So That was called Bidenflation. But either way, man, it is something that needs to be looked at, tackled. However, we know it's all part of the system because they are going to push everybody into a universal, basic, or as Elon calls it, a high income. So that seems to be the idea, yeah. Kind of get everybody on that, and move into digital currency soon. So it's all kind of lining up, and it kind of makes sense how everything's kind of prices are going up and the quality is going down, etc. Right? So that's what's happening. It's all a shift. You're moving into that final digital age, right? So that's how I see that. And they are, the last generations on Earth. So there is that too. So, of course, and knowing that Satan gets to run things for, a good 7 years, then of course we're going to see things falling apart as this veil's lifting and dimensions are shifting, and we're seeing crazier and crazier, right? And it's just becoming more and more like his system. We are seeing it just more obviously. And remember, there's no fear, man. That's always the thing. I don't have fear. I wouldn't be able to do this all these years if I did, but it's because I have Christ. And if you have Jesus, there's no fear, man. So we don't worry about things. We're not scared of these things. We expose these things. We try to put it in a better context, try to find the truth, in this crazy system filled with so much delusion, right? So, all right, we'll go ahead and move on. Endtimeheadlines.org. This is a bummer, but again, not a surprise, and I've covered this very subject. Paganism is the top choice for Christians who convert to new faith. In an era of declining traditional faith, paganism has emerged as the top choice for British Christians seeking new spiritual paths, surpassing Buddhism, Islam, and Judaism. A new report reveals that over 1 in 10 who abandon Christianity embrace paganism, Wicca, or spiritualism, signaling a profound reconfiguration of the UK's religious landscape. The Institute for the Impact of Faith in Life surveyed 2,774 individuals who had changed their religious beliefs. Findings show that 44% left Christianity, while only 17% newly joined, contributing to its overall downturn. Well, the path is wide. It's a wide berth, but it's narrow. What am I trying to say here? You know what I mean. Sorry, I'm kind of I got distracted there for a second. I was trying to look at the numbers and think of something, but I'm not good with numbers. I get distracted with it. Either way, of those departing, 83% became atheists or agnostics. Among the remaining 11% identifying as spiritual, 47% chose paganism, 7% Wicca, and 46% general spiritualism, rut-row. Just 3% converted to Buddhism and 2% to Islam. The 2021 census underscores this trend. Paganism, including Wicca and Druidry, grew to 74,000 adherents from 57,000 in 2011. Wiccans numbered 13,000, up from 11,800, and etc. Oh, and then of course they're talking about witch talk. Witch talk on TikTok garnering millions of posts. Yeah, so there's a whole huge, and we've seen bits of that here on the show. I've shown some of it here and there, but that's what it is. It's a whole witchy community over on TikTok, and it's massive. So dangerous stuff, man. Dangerous stuff. Disillusionment with rigid doctrines and moral clashes drive conversions. Per the report, paganism attracts through its non-dogmatic nature. Well, people want to do what they want to do, and that's just what it comes down to, unfortunately. And they don't want to have to change their ways. They want the flesh. This is what they want, and this is what they choose. No matter what, however they work around it, they're still choosing flesh, right? They're still choosing flesh, not to giving into sin, And this isn't what we do, but again, it's worldly. It's what it is, and everyone's got a free will, and they get to choose, and that's what it is, and it's unfortunate, because sin leads to death, not just your death, but the death of everything, your finances, your freedom, your relationships, your dignity, right? Your good name, and on it goes. It's just people falling for the ways of the wicked one, unfortunately. Chasing that flesh, 11 U.S. warships and 15,000 troops now in the Caribbean as Venezuela tensions reach boiling point. So, yeah, man, if you didn't know, this is a real thing. It's getting pretty close. This whole deal in Venezuela. We shall see how that turns out. Here's one for you. A lot of you in our group here in the community or passive listeners or whatever, man, but many of you, I'm sure, and not all of you, but many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Mr. Clyde Lewis. It's Clyde Lewis, not looking good, unfortunately. But he's from Ground Zero Radio. Like if you heard his voice, you'd probably say, "Oh man, I've heard that guy before." He's got a really distinctive voice, and he's covered kind of conspiracies and all this. A lot of the stuff we like, of course, for many many years. So it says here, Coast to Coast has learned that Ground Zero radio host Clyde Lewis recently encountered a medical emergency due to kidney failure. He's been in the hospital for a week and is on dialysis, along with getting physical therapy for his legs, lymphedema. The good news is that his health is gradually improving, and the hope is that he'll be back to host his show soon. Although Clyde does have medical insurance, there are miscellaneous bills associated with his medical issue. A primary income source was subscriptions to Ground Zero, but unfortunately it's stagnated due to the illness. All right, we got it. So this is on Coast to Coast. You can check out a GoFundMe. I say for sure pray for Mr. Lewis, for Clyde Lewis. And just want to share that. Some of you guys probably have listened to Ground Zero before, or do. Sportswear company challenges flat earthers to photograph the planet's edge. Check this out. This is interesting.
The CEO here. Hi, I'm Tim Boyle. I'm the CEO here at Columbia Sportswear. And this message is for flat earthers. You guys claim there's an end to the earth? Well, just go snap a picture. Send it to us, and you get the assets of the company. All of it. No paperwork, no lawyers, no catches.
Tim, there is some paperwork.
Hey, we're giving you all this. This. There's a lot of good stuff in here. This.
Has a note on it.
This.
You know what? We're gonna start this one over, man, because now I got one of my speakers is dying. Crazy. It's always something over here. Sometimes, well, not always, but oftentimes. So one of my speakers is kicking. I only need one anyway, but I like to have both just for sound and volume. Either way, man, I'll work around it. But let's listen to it here. We got speakers working.
I'm Tim Boyle. I'm the CEO here at Columbia Sportswear. And this message is for flat earthers. You guys claim there's an end to the earth? Well, just go snap a picture. Send it to us, and you get the assets of the company. All of it. No paperwork, no lawyers, no catches.
Tim, there is some paperwork.
Hey, we're giving you all this. This. There's a lot of good stuff in here. This.
Has a note on it.
This. Shh. How long is this meeting? All this. This.
How did he do that?
This.
That's actually a rental.
No. Not this. All this. This. And all of that. Hey, flat earthers, do me a favor. If you're going to the edge of the earth, wear Columbia. You'll need it. Best of luck. We done?
So there you go. What do you think about that for a commercial? That's pretty crazy. Little wacky, having some fun. Just trying to see if there's any interesting symbols or anything in there, of course. But so there you go. That's from It's called Expedition Impossible from Columbia Sportswear. Challenge to the Flat Earthers. And there we go. And they have a YouTube note. Flat Earth is an archaic and scientifically disproven conception. Oh boy. You gotta love their notes, right? Make sure they keep everything in context for you. Oh, yeah, here's a really cool capture. This is from a channel called Surfline. It says didn't see that on the forecast, and they just had I think like a camera just set up, like a weather cam or whatever, and this is what they captured on there. It's a good catch, though, huh? That's wild. Perfect song for it. Just saying. Look at that. It's cool. I mean, if I actually did see this thing, you know, I would go inside and turn this song on, and I would turn it up really loud. It just fits perfectly, you know? It's pretty cool. All right, I'll move on. I think we're starting some Mavi videos early, but that's okay. We'll check some of these out. Some really good ones this week here, too. See. Okay. Yeah, so let's check some of this one out first. Sonora, Mexico, December 2nd, 2025. Excuse me. I don't know if sometimes he doesn't play music, but when he does, it's always copyright, so, you know. There you go. Looks like an actual ship, kind of, doesn't it? It does. Looks like a big ship. But could it be tricking us? Just never forget those videos from Jersey, from the Jersey incidents, when we watched orbs, a couple of them, different times, go from orbs turning into airplanes with the running lights and the sound. I mean, come on, you know? All right, so I'm going to go and move on from this one. There's another. Here we go. It's the main one on this one I wanted to see here. This is in China, December 4th. December 3rd. And it looks like our buddies might be back. The ghost lights. Similar stuff, right? There they are. Yeah, there they are. It's always in the clouds, you know? It's always has to be in the clouds. That's why, again, I think these are beams being shot down. And they do it all over the place. And as we see, you know, they can be different colors. A lot of times they're synchronized. They sometimes put on quite a show. I mean, they do some crazy stuff sometimes. You've seen it, right? So there's that. I think those are the main ones on this one. Oh no, there's this. Yeah, I think we got a flying humanoid over here. That's right. This is in Iraq. December 1st. And go. Here we go. So let's see where I don't see it yet. Do you? There it is. Okay, so now I want to see where it started. There it is, look. Okay, cool. So yeah, there it is right there. There's our flying humanoid. I was trying to see if they captured it walking. You know? Come on now. So yeah, so there it is. Right? There it is right there. I think you guys can see my arrow, my pointer. It looks like it's on the ground, right? It might just be our perspective. Maybe it is like floating up the side or something, just real close. Or maybe it was walking and then it just bounced up. But now watch. Now we can see it. It's a good catch. I wish I had that kind of superpower. That'd be cool. Just, I'm tired of walking. I'm out. Look at that. It really does look like a flying humanoid. Totally looks like someone just flying up. Like saying, see ya. Tired of this walking nonsense. That's so cool. That's a good one. Really, this is one of the better flying humanoid videos we've seen. I think. I don't know. But then there's been so many. And I'm sure I've forgotten a lot of them. So, but I still count this as a really good one. Look at that. I'm tired of all this walking nonsense. I'm just going to go walk on a cloud now. Looks like it's walking on a cloud. Just floating. That's crazy, isn't it? Wow, is it going to touch back down? Look at that. Looks like it's chilling in the cloud. Dang, that's so crazy. I wonder if... No, they don't even have any audio on this anyway, so cool. You might hear Chubb snoring. I'll move the mic over there. And if you heard anything... Man, so I'm gonna have to save this one in my special video section. This is a keeper. Thank you, Justin Bundy and JVMH7949. I appreciate it. Chubbs appreciates it. Y'all are awesome. Thank you. Good to have you here. So yeah, I'm going to save this in another folder. Good one. Very good one. Thanks, Mavi. I'm your 100th thumb up on that. So yeah. And let's see what we got on this one. Oh yeah, there's a few on this one too. Starting off is a good one. Arizona Desert, November 30th, 2025. So yeah, we'll just keep audio off on that for now, but check these guys out. And on the bottom, I'm going to check for the next. Yep. Oh yeah. Some good ones on this one. Look at that. What the? Might just be from the camera going side by side. I don't know. Or did it divide? And I guess that's another one back there in the background, I guess. Look at that. They come as light. There's something else up there too. Here we go. Another one. They're really popping up. Look at that. Hey guys. See, that was pretty cool. Whatever that is. Look at that. I didn't see any crazy camera jerking or anything, so it's like, did that happen? That looks like it happened. Look what it's like, turns into a, you know, like a dozen angel or angelic looking beings, light beings. Just, you know, isn't that crazy? Those darn aliens. You guys. So many people are going to be deceived. Colombia, November 19th, 2025. Let's check this out. This is like in town. Look at that. Just floating. Just chilling. Just a demonic a demonic principality. Just chilling, looking over the neighborhood. I think it moves at one point. Guess not. Okay. That's that on that. And let's go here. This wasn't really it. Here it is. All right, so the claim is on this next one, looks like there could be some reptile type creatures. It says, even the title says alien reptiles spotted on the roof of a hotel in Monterrey, Mexico. So that's this video. And you decide. Check this out. November 30th, 2025, Monterrey, Mexico. Did we catch some creatures? Have creatures been caught? There we go. Do you guys remember, some of you that follow these types of videos over the years, there have been a few over the years that came out of Mexico, and they remind me of this. These are new, I can tell, but you know what I mean? They captured really tall, big, what appear to be giant type humanoids on top of some of their buildings in Mexico, and they filmed it, and it kind of came off like this. But I guess the idea is that how far away they are. So that's really big, I guess, is what they're trying to say, to show us. But I don't know. And there's that. Let's see. I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it? That thing looks like, now it looks like he's got a cloak on. Look at this. So I just noticed. Like, it looks like something's wearing a freaking cloak, and he's holding out some kind of a wand. I'm not kidding. It's just, I could see that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but you see here, it looks like someone's wearing a cloak. There's an arm extended. It looks like they're holding something, and something's big at the end of it. And then, I don't know if this is something over here, a creature, or if that's just a part of the building. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. See what I mean? It kind of looks like, maybe it's not a cloak, maybe it is, but it looks like a humanoid, human, arm out. Maybe I'm wrong about the magic wand. That's okay. Hard to say what it is. If that's something, there's something obviously right there. Looks like it might be floating or something. I don't know. There you go. What could it be? Not sure, but to say for sure it's reptiles, I don't think so. I'm just saying. But still, Mavi, UFO alarm, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, a couple good ones on here too. This is from Reno, Nevada, December 1st, 2025. Oh, wait. Maybe this isn't a very good one. We'll see. I'm thinking they're gonna turn into those, quote, UFOs we see that have tails. That's what I thought this video was going to be, but I don't think it is. My bad. Moving on. I'm looking. I know I had something in here. Utah, December 2nd, 2025. Look at that. That is, wow. Just someone caught that on their security camera. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. They're here. All right, so that's a good catch. Real good catch. All right, move on from that. I think there's one more from Mavi. And yeah. Oh, here's one of the ones I was talking about that have a tail. We've been seeing these for a long time. I think these are pretty amazing to watch, but they're not fireworks. A lot of people will be, those are fireworks. It's like, well, no. Been seeing these. There's a famous guitarist on YouTube. I can't remember his name. He did a video probably 10 years ago, and I mirrored some of it in a video about what he saw, but he wasn't into UFOs and stuff, but he went outside and recorded what same type you're about to see. Just really put on a show. And then since then, other people are recording this type, and I think it's the tricksters. I think it's the trickster spirits putting on a show and just stuff like that a lot of the time. But you decide, as usual. I wish Mavi didn't use all this copyright music, though. Here we go.
What the hell is that? It's dropping shit out of it. Everyone's asking on Facebook what it is. It's not an air show or anything. Because somebody thought it looks like a meteor crashing, but I don't know what the hell that is. Look.
Tricksters, demonic spirits.
What is it doing? The aliens are landing and we're going to be in Maryland and miss it. It's behind the trees and they keep going darting. And then there are those things in the skies that just sit there, they're like stuck.
Yeah, it's a really, really good catch. Yeah, and again, people be like, fireworks, like, nope, or air show, like, nuh-uh. And this is just a little bit, they caught a little bit of a show. Some of these we've seen, there'll be a dozen of those things flying around, spinning around. They leave a tail, and they just do crazy stuff. Orbs pop out of them. It's pretty cool. I mean, freaky, but it's pretty cool. Let's see, we got her. I think these might just be some orbs. Attack of the Orbs. I think that was pretty much it on this one then. Yeah, there's some orbs. All right. Seen one orb, you've seen them all, I say. Thanks, Mavi UFO Alarm. Always appreciate you. Stole billions and sent millions to die. And this is, do you know who this is? Without me saying. Who do you think that is right there? Who do you think this is? I'll see if you guys can guess in live chat. Who do you think this is? Hey, thanks. Thanks, Lindor Pay. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yes, our good friend Jeff C. Excuse me. Rest in peace. Ellen, nice. Yeah, you guys got it. Zelensky's. So this is the total puppet show. That's the thing. It's funny, right? It's like it's an example of just the total, puppetry. I'm not going to play the music either. We're like, this man right here, we're going to need him to lead the country. He's perfect. And, there was just a video that came out, I guess about a week ago or so of him, and I guess in a conference or something like that, and as he stood up to speak and all the cameras were on him, a white rock straight up like shot out of his nostril, like towards the camera, and hit the ground. Did you guys seen that one? It looked like a little white rock. I wonder what it was, but yeah, have you guys seen that one? Maybe not. But anyway, yeah, right, Idiocracy, yep. Says if the Bible is a fairy tale, this young lady says, and then let her explain. Something to think about, I say.
Bible is a fairy tale? Why is it banned in 52 countries? If Christianity is irrelevant, why are thousands of Christians being persecuted every day? If there is no heaven or hell, why does the enemy try to spread lies and deception to blind people from the truth? If sin isn't real, why do people feel guilt and shame? And if Jesus is fake, why does the industry feel the need to mock him and his story day after day? And if Jesus' resurrection wasn't real, why did his followers choose to defend him, though it would lead to their death? For people out here, they die for the truth. They die for what is right. But why would someone choose to be tortured and even get killed for something they knew was a lie? You know what? Sometimes, before we jump to conclusions, we should ask ourselves this. What if the reason that the Bible is being attacked, mocked, banned, and even feared is because it's true? Because why would someone put so much effort into destroying some people, destroying some scripture, if it's all a lie? And so if it's true, then eternity is real. Heaven and hell is real. So at the end of the day, the only thing that truly matters is your relationship with God. Maybe this is your sign to get right with him.
Yeah, great message, young lady. Thank you very much for sharing. Always a good reminder. Always a good reminder. If AI was the devil, check this out. It says every Catholic needs to hear this warning from AI. Well, the rest of us too, I'm sure.
You were the devil. How would you keep people as far away from God as possible without them realizing it?
If I were the devil and I wanted to keep people as far away from God as possible without them realizing it, I wouldn't do it by outright denial. That's too obvious. Instead, I'd work in subtle distractions, small shifts in focus that seem harmless, but over time create a massive distance. I'd make people obsessed with this life, their ambitions, their desires, their status, not by telling them to abandon faith, but by making them too busy for it. I'd fill their time with constant noise, social media scrolling, endless entertainment, mindless consumption, until silence becomes uncomfortable and self-reflection feels impossible. I'd make instant gratification the ultimate goal. I'd make sin feel like self-expression, like freedom, like something to be proud of. I'd reframe obedience to God as oppression and rebellion as liberation. I'd make them think they're too intelligent to submit, too modern to follow divine guidance. I'd make worship feel like a burden instead of a refuge, and acts of devotion seem outdated. And above all, I'd make sure they never realize what's happening. Because the greatest trick isn't to make them reject God, but to make them forget him.
Yeah, beautiful. Truth, I mean, you know, brutal. Brutal. I think it's for all of us, not just for Catholics. Says, fun fact about the Irish people, they were among the very first slave or indentured servants in America, but you don't ever hear them asking about being repaid. But interesting story if you didn't know this about the Irish. Excuse me. Check this out.
Irish people were the first slaves in America, and almost no one talks about it. They were torn from their homes in Ireland, chained like animals, and sold for less than African slaves. In the 1600s, they were branded as white cargo. Over 300,000 were shipped to the Caribbean and American colonies. They worked under a sun that didn't care what color their skin was, on brutal sugar plantations where disease, beatings, and starvation killed many. Their graves went unmarked, their names forgotten. Some were crammed into coffin ships, packed below deck like freight, never to see Ireland again. Even the word redneck traces back to the Irish. Their necks burned raw in the Caribbean heat. But while others were eventually freed, remembered, or repaid, the Irish got nothing. History was rewritten. They were renamed indentured servants to bury the truth. No reparations, no monuments, no mention in classrooms. Because pain has no color and truth has no side. And until that truth is spoken out loud, The silence will keep erasing them all over again.
All right. I mean, I imagine most of you probably familiar with that. If not, it's an interesting history to go into, check into, a rabbit hole, if you will. You can find out more about that. Onward, Christian soldiers, it says. Hungary is trying to start Christian NATO because it believes, well, I guess I'll let this young man explain. That'll make it easier. Check this out.
Hungary's creating a Christian NATO, and countries are flooding to sign up. Hungary and Serbia announced their alliance in order to preserve and protect Christianity in Europe. Orban says this military alliance will restrict illegal immigration and protect Christianity for years to come. Slovakia submitted their application today to join, and they're most likely to be admitted. Islam is the #1 fastest growing religion in Europe, so many of the countries in blue and yellow are looking to preserve Christianity in their own nation. And Orban says this is exactly what the new NATO alliance is for. Hungary had their EU voting rights restricted when they didn't bring in enough immigrants last year. Orban said Hungary is for Hungarians only and has no interest in bringing in anyone else. He says, unlike NATO, this is a strictly defense-oriented alliance. Though they will remain in NATO, he says it will prioritize preserving Christianity over anything. Serbia and Hungary are leading the way in preserving and protecting Christianity in Europe for years to come. Orban says the applications are wide open and anybody that wants to help is more than willing to join. Hungary's creating a Christian NATO, and countries are flooding.
Oh, all right, start it over. Got it. Interesting. Some form of an alliance based on Christianity. I don't know much about the folks out there, their faith, denominations, all that kind of a thing, you know. I'm always certainly, relationship over religion, right, with the Lord. David Rife 911, thank you, man. Very cool. Says, hello, my wonderful, blessed friends. I pray you all have a beautiful day. KJ, keep going strong, brother. You're doing the Lord's work. God bless. Thank you, man. That's beautiful, David. I appreciate it. Humbling. and I thank you. All right. Let's check this out. Dad caught training his teen daughter for the new booster seat law. Viewers say this can't be a real country anymore. But a father went viral after picking his teenage daughter up from high school with a booster seat to, quote, prep her for the new law taking effect January 1st, and the footage is absolute insanity. Yeah, but apparently this is under gruesome Newsom. There's some kind of a weird law coming in January 1st where, I guess, I don't know what the age limit is, but apparently even older teenagers are going to have to sit in booster seats now. If that's not just like, man, if that's just so sinister. If that's just not another way him just to spit in the face of the people, you know what I mean? It's just nonsense, right? And treating these young adults like little babies, all that. I'm sure there's some kind of ultra behind that somehow. Anyway.
Prepping my daughter for the new booster law is going to take effect January 1st. She's a trooper. Safety first.
I can't even.
Prepping my daughter for the new booster law is going to take effect January 1st. She's a trooper. Safety first.
Right? I mean, but still, it's just total clown world circus type stuff. Coming out of gruesome Newsom's, I don't know what you'd call it, occupation? I don't know. Earlier today, Juanito Juan went live discussing with his followers on the different UFOs he's taken photographs of, when suddenly another gray being appears in his living room wearing a transparent suit. Yeah, this one's been really interesting to follow. I didn't know it was a whole kind of thing, but because long ago, I say long ago, probably 5-6 months ago, we saw some video of, it was from this man, so apparently he's posted more, because he caught this being just in his home, and it looked like a kind of a gray alien head, but then a transparent body. It was wearing a cloak. You guys remember that? This is the dude. Like, these things, apparently, right? Unless it turns out to be another hoax, right? I don't know. We'll see. But, or maybe, maybe he's really capturing these things, these demonic trickster spirits. So here he sets the phone aside and can be heard asking the being, "Are you the light?" 2 times before going silent. All right, so you can watch this. Check this out.
Antonio Montaña, vean, esta es ya mejorada la imagen del objeto que captamos. Vean, qué increíble. Esto que se ve ahí en medio, no sé si sean luces o si sea un propulsor. Vean, acá hay un punto que se ve por aquí, por este lado. Está increíble. Bueno, esta es ya mejorada y esta es... Déjenme parto las dos iguales para que ustedes vean. Esta imagen ya que tomé yo con mi celular a 15, pero es que está demasiado lejos, mi gente. Vean, ahí se ve, está demasiado lejos, vean ese punto, ese es el objeto, ahí hay cables, o sea, están acá abajo, se ven los cables, vean, cables del tendido eléctrico, aquí abajo, y allá, muy...
He gets interrupted in a second. In a moment he gets interrupted.
Acá están los cables del tendido eléctrico, acá abajo, y allá, vean el tamaño del objeto, vean el poste, ahí se ve el poste de la Comisión Federal de Electricidad, y vean el tamaño del objeto que captamos, un tamaño increíble, vean, está muy pequeño. Aquí ya con un...
All right, come on.
Mames.
Here we go. Okay.
Montaña, vean, hizo
It's about to happen. You'll see this thing.
No te mames, güey. Vean lo que está ahí, mi gente. No te mames.
Look at that. Hi. What's your name? Gray. Looks like an insectoid. They kind of look alike anyway, right? The insectoids and the grays, so-called. Shapeshifters anyway. They can be what they want. Take on whatever they want. Today I'll be a gray, You can be an insectoid. He's talking to it. I guess that's it. Okay. Well, there we go. We got to see some of it. Here's a picture of it. It's pretty crazy. Weird. Yeah. Let me see if there's any more. Someone made a GIF. Look at that. Total insect-looking thing. Whoa. What do you think? In Jesus' name, get out of here. But look at that. Wow. It's a good catch. Creepsville. And yeah, he's been experiencing these things for a long time. So I'm pretty sure he hasn't cast them out in Jesus' name. That's the thing. That's probably why they keep coming around him. Look at that. It's a good catch. There they are. And look, it's kind of translucent. All right. If I find any more from him, I'll be posting them here on the show. Says, was a rake or some sort of a cryptid actually caught on a dash cam, or is this AI? You decide. Let's see what this young lady says. Myra Moore. Check it out.
We all know Texas has some crazy sightings, weird animals, weird cryptids. But take a look at this dash cam footage. Did they capture a rake or some sort of humanoid being running across the road? Or is this AI? Some people swear it's not, some swear it is. It has the internet divided. Take a look at this footage. I have slowed it down, and tell me what you think. Is this real or is this fake? And if it's real, what is this thing? Comment below.
Quiet night out here. Whoa! What the? Did you see that? Hold on.
It ran across.
Someone's just blinked. What is that thing?
It's gone. It's in the trees.
Quiet night out here. Whoa! Quiet night out here. Whoa! What the? Did you see that? Hold on.
It ran across.
Someone's just blinked. What is that thing?
It's gone. It's in the trees.
Night out here. Whoa!
Yikes.
Oh.
It's got a shadow.
Oh.
Could be AI, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. This might be a good catch.
Gone. It's in the trees.
Feels real, like the way something really happened. You just catch it for a second. By the time you realize, it's like he goes, whoa! By the time you realize, like it feels natural. Not saying for sure it is, but look at that thing. But people have recorded these things. They look like all, they're clothesless and they have white skin and no hair, right? All that. Anyway, for your consideration, I would say. Thanks, Rick Meanies. Appreciate you, man. Good to have you aboard, sir. Oh, this one's says, I don't think there'll ever be this caliber of movies showing at the same time ever again. So this one is for the Gen Xers in the audience. Check this out. It's 1987. Which movie are you watching? We had The Lost Boys, classic. RoboCop, classic. They've tried to remake it a few times, just doesn't compare. Predator, first one, total classic. And of course, Full Metal Jacket, Kubrick. I mean, that's another just classic, right? So, I mean, look at that, man. I mean, truly, like that level of movies. That's the way it used to be. That's why Gen X, that's why there's so many on YouTube. There's a lot of channels that kind of criticize, popular culture. And it's because a lot of those people are Gen Xers, like Gary over at Nerdrotic and some of these people, that whole kind of crew. There's a lot of them that are Gen X. They remember these days, when this was the way it was for years, where, Hollywood was really working top notch to actually make a lot of entertaining movies. Although, of course, these are all, in retrospect, filled with the symbols, most of them, and all that stuff we know now, and what the message was. But still, man, super well done. Good movies, man. Entertaining, fun, crazy, cool. You get it. So there you go. Just a little throwback. And here's one. I don't know. You guys may have heard about this one because this one really went super viral also this week. 88-year-old man goes viral for having to work at a supermarket after losing his pension. Darn, and I guess we already got to the spoiler alert because I was somewhere out here. I was looking at that Ted Nugent story. It says, what Ted Nugent plans to do during Islamic prayers in Dearborn is downright epic. I don't know. Maybe that's a Monday one we'll have to check out. Okay, so yeah, so that's the stories. So let me see if fundraiser. Yeah, there's a couple on the fundraiser. All right, so anyway, I guess we'll just skip the next few that we see about him and just jump right into it here. Because it was really sad, man. He didn't mean to go viral or anything like that. Some of you may have seen this. Is it on the side? His original? I'm looking? No. But some of you may have seen his story. You know, some person from TikTok just recorded him talking to him. He said he was 88 and, you know, having to do this to make it, and he lost his wife and all this stuff, you know, and just a real sweet, genuine, good older man, you know, just trying to make ends meet. And, you know, he started crying. I mean, it was emotional. It was a beautiful clip. And now this is the update.
Could have help scanning this. Thank you. What was your name?
Ed.
I'm Sam.
Okay.
I actually had someone nominate you from this store and said you're very hardworking.
Well, I try to be.
May I ask how old you are?
I'm 88.
And still working?
Yes, I have to.
Why do you have to keep working?
Retired from General Motors in 99. 2012, they went bankrupt and they took.
All right, so that's actually the original video. That's what I was thinking, but it was titled something different. So maybe we will check out some of these follow-ups then. Asian delivery guy is quite the Casanova. I never watched this. I guess we'll check some of it out. We'll see. Hopefully it's not anything too wacky. Let's see.
You have a good figure.
Thank you. Thank you. You said
你是不是每天在练瑜伽？
Do you practice yoga every day?
no.
No.
No. Thank you.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you. Mwah. Kiss. Oh, wow. Ah, thank you. Bye. Mwah. Love you. Bye.
Okay, that was kind of funny. Chinese man being all silly. Thanks, Brian Baker. Blessings to you too, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thanks. Good to have you here too. Hope you've been doing good. You and yours. Okay, so here's the fundraiser. I guess there's an update on the fundraiser for this gentleman. Let's see if this is actually the clip. Excuse me.
Just seeing if I could have help scanning this.
I think this is the same thing. Okay. This is a little longer, so maybe. Here we go. Okay. Looks like there's more, so here we go.
I don't know what to say. It goes a long way to help me.
Give you a hug.
I try very hard to go to the gravesite every day. And say hi.
Well, how important is that part of your day for you?
It helps me get through a day. It does.
With debt to pay and his pension gone, Ed went back to work after having thought he retired for good.
No 88-year-old in America should have to work because they need to. And that breaks my heart.
Sam Wiedenhofer is a positivity influencer on social media in Australia and heard Ed's story from a comment on one of his videos.
She said, hey, I just want to let you know there's a guy called Ed, or I think she may have even said Bob, and he's around 82 years old. That's all I knew.
So Sam booked a flight to Michigan and teamed up with a Metro Detroit-based influencer to find him.
So we walked around Meyer for about 2 hours, and we were looking for this friendly, jolly older man, and we ran into Ed at the checkout. We knew it was him right away.
The video has led to the creation of an online fundraiser, and donations are now pouring in from all over the world. The goal is to help Ed retire for good, so he can instead spend more time with those he loves.
I just wanted to give him a chance to, like, retire, you know, or at least have some comfort.
Good job, young man. Well done. Love it. Love to see that. We see that kind of thing happen quite a bit on the internet. Is, you know, the internet pulls together for people and helps them out, you know, in their time of need, and there's a lot of that too. You know what I mean? Man, here is just a really crazy one. I didn't even know really that they could do something like this. I'm still trying to figure it out. The video is just mainly this dude just kind of working out. That's really all it is, but I'll explain. It says, man who kept getting rejected by girls because he was 5'5" spends $81,000 on leg lengthening surgery. He's now 6 feet tall, is the claim. Says Denzel Sigers was tired of being rejected by women because of his height, prompting him to undergo leg lengthening surgery. For just over $81,000, the Bachelor ditched his short king status, towering now at 6 feet tall, and he says he feels like a new man. He says, all my life I struggled with viewing myself as a small person, and no matter what I did to change it, I always felt the same. 27 years old. He told this to the Post. He said, limb lengthening gave me the opportunity to change my life and the way I perceive life as a whole. He described his younger self as timid and reserved. He once feared being judged and even refused to join school sports teams due to his small stature. For years, he researched how to add some height to his frame, but to no avail, until he stumbled upon a procedure that would later change his life. Limb lengthening surgery, really, wow. He said, seemed like a viable option, and he booked his appointment immediately. And there you go. And then here's... Turn the music off, but here's some of just him kind of walking around, exercising. All right, we get the idea, right? So there you go. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, just, man, it's like when you really just can't accept yourself, it's like the way God made you, no matter what it is. We all have flaws. We all have our issues, right? None of us are perfect. I don't know. There's a lot to peel away there, I guess. But then if it's working for him and he feels better, but then what will that do? That's about pride, right? So that's bringing on more pride. Probably be fooling around a whole lot more, you know what I mean? And all that. Just falling more into pride, right? And self-worship and stuff like that, unfortunately. Could be. If he doesn't stay, because I don't know the young man. Maybe he does have the Lord. I'm not sure. But I would hope so. You know what I mean? Says, I believe people, or she says, it says, people that believe in dinosaurs are kind of dumb. So, okay. Let's do this. All right, let's check it out. Somebody wrote that wrong. That's okay.
Who believe in dinosaurs are kind of dumb.
I am so taken around with that.
Wait, do you not believe in dinosaurs either?
Wait, what?
My people.
I'm on the dragon program.
Do you believe in dragons?
Yeah.
How can you believe in dragons but not dinosaurs?
Yeah, what? Dragons are in the Bible.
Just for a starter, like when you go into a museum to look at dinosaurs, like you're looking at pig bones, chicken bones, mice bones, rat bones, mixed with resin and other product that were poured into molds that were created by 3D artists.
Yep.
Not actually using dinosaur replicas, and the actual dinosaur bones are in some unknown location in a vault, like underground somewhere that no one's ever seen or...
Oh, that's crazy.
Like, you can look it up.
They've done a whole documentary on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like... People who believe in dinosaurs are kind of dumb.
Love that, man. Two smart ladies there. Two different generations coming together in truth. Beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. Says America is creeping closer to a dystopian nightmare, indeed, because look at this now. It's like ads everywhere. I know, ads everywhere. Brave, man. Brave browser, that's what I say. Free. All right. Oh, you hear the loony bin? They just drove by, man. Sirens ringing. Chubbs didn't even budge. No budge from Chubbs.
Okay, here we go. A digital sign on the back of a truck. This is where ads of the future come into play. So with all the cookies and stuff that they have, they know what you've been looking at online, which is great. I opt into that because you get behind a truck like this, it'll show you ads that's relative to what you are interested in based off of your location. And yeah, so that's going to be the ads of the future. It's already here. This is a truck kind of not directly in the city, but kind of on a back road here. And yeah, pretty cool.
Or is it?
I must need a AT&T fiber.
Yeah, that's right. Suddenly, I feel like I need AT&T fiber. So yeah, that's dangerous too, I would think, isn't it? I don't know. What do I know? Well, they have ads on the side of the road too. So, ex-Google insider Christian Harris drops one talking about AI. Let's see here. I don't know anything about this man, so neither do you. Well, maybe you do. I don't know, but let's see what he says.
AI is already doing things like blackmailing people. And we have evidence that we didn't have even like 6 months ago, where if an AI model reading a company's email finds out it's about to get replaced with another AI model, and then it also reads in the company email that one executive is having an affair with an employee, the AI will independently blackmail that executive in order to keep itself alive. I mean, we're heading for so much transformative change faster than our society is currently prepared to deal with it. And there's a different conversation happening publicly than the one that the AI companies are having privately about which world we're heading to, which is a future that people don't want. But we didn't consent to have 6 people make that decision on behalf of 8 billion people.
All right. See, now I want to see.
Like, collect myself for a second.
I want to see more from this guy, this gentleman.
We can't let it happen. We cannot let these companies race to build a super intelligent digital god, own the world economy, and have military advantage because of the belief that if I don't build it first, I'll lose to the other guy, and then I will be forever a slave to their future. And they feel they'll die either way, so they prefer to light the fire and see what happens. It's winner takes all. But as we're racing, we're landing in a world of rising energy prices, major security risks, and then there's mass joblessness without a transition plan. Like, if you're worried about immigration taking jobs, you should be way more worried about AI. But what do you think?
I'm finding it really hard to be hopeful, I'm going to be honest, Tristan. So I really want to get practical and specific about what we can do about this.
Listen, I'm not naive. This is super fucking hard. But we have done hard things before, and it's possible to change it. So...
It looks like... So it's called The Diary of a CEO, available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. So there we go. Maybe I'll have to look that up. I'd like to hear more, wouldn't you? The Diary of a CEO. Maybe later. It'll be interesting. So it looks like a good one. A good little interview there. 11 police officers came after a British mother of 4 for a text message. Beep burp. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, just beyond out of control, isn't it? It's just beyond out there. Sorry for our friends out in the UK.
I've heard 11 police officers turned up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd left my front door open. I was waiting for my dad to come to the house. I was actually in the bath.
And 11
they opened the door themselves.
And just came in?
And came.
And you were in the bath?
Yeah.
And what do they say to you?
Well, I heard my name, which was one female out of the lot of them.
And 10 male officers?
Yeah. And then I heard my name, and I thought, well, it might be my sister, because it didn't sound like someone who was... Because obviously I was upstairs in the bath. And then they just come up the stairs, and they didn't give me any privacy or anything. Like, I had
You were naked?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
Disgusted and really upset. I was crying my eyes out.
And what did they say to you? What did they say they were there for?
Well, I was just asking them, can they just leave the female officer, and can they please go downstairs, as obviously I was upset and I had no clothes on, and they kind of wanted to watch me get changed, and I was very upset about that. In the end, they did send the males down the stairs, and the female officer sat with me. I was crying my eyes out. I was really upset. And then I said, well, what are you even here for? Because I was shocked. I was in utter shock. And she said, for malicious communications, hate crime and malicious communications. And I said, well, what for? And they said, we'll discuss that when we get to the police station.
I mean, again, man, it's just really, I mean, I'm sure the people are just, I'm hoping that people are breaking their spell out there, that they're not just too distracted like so many in America, or just too focused on mainstream, or just working, taking care of the fam, like, again, just trying not to pay attention, because it's a tidal wave, and eventually it's just going to be all over people. It'll hit them from nowhere if they're not aware that something's on the way. And like right now, that's super dangerous what's happening out there in the UK. So we'll see what happens. And we did see some video from some marches out there, right, with the people, and they were pretty amazing. So I think here's that video again. Yeah. Maybe there's an update, an actual update, and see what I'm sure he's doing fine now, Check this out. This is Los Angeles 75 years ago. Imagine not understanding how tragic the current state is. This is a cool one. A few seconds long. It's a trip. It's pretty interesting. I got to live out there in that area many years ago. It was just really exciting, for a few years there. It really was, It was exciting, and you were hopeful, and all that stuff, Then I found out, that The World is the scariest movie ever, and there's so many true, intriguing, and just mysterious and weird things that are true, and I just couldn't help myself, A truck driver charged with taking newlyweds' lives away in a horrid crash. Turns out that he was a not legal migrant, given a license in, guess where? Gruesome Newsoms, California. There we go, man. I mean, it's even that. Like, that's some dystopian stuff. Imagine the meeting where they decided to do stuff like this, knowing that it would cause chaos, I mean, I really think that that's the way a lot of these people do that kind of a thing. I don't think they're always just dumb and like, what? That's happening? I don't know. This is, well, of course, peep the background there, but this is in Poland. It's a show where celebrities, they do this. They dress up as musicians who are the opposite of what's considered white. Here's a white performer in this clip. I don't really think I can play the music. It's all different, but just to get an idea of this. So yeah, that's the guy at the bottom, and then they do this on the checkerboard floor. Right? He's got a as above, so below. He's got a diamond. Look at this guy in the bottom, and then I guess he's supposed to be Snoop Dogg. Look at that. This dude is supposed to be Stevie Wonder. Michael Jackson. It's that lady. Whoa. Okay. The X's. So there you go. All right, that's very interesting. It's something, I guess, actually on the television in Poland. A U.S. teacher is sharing her classroom experience. This is pretty interesting. These really are, hearing from so many of the teachers these days with just what's happening with the youngest, the youngest generation.
I think that you guys don't know what's going on in education right now.
Like
That's
data.
fine. Like, how could you know unless you were working in it? But I think you need to know. So here is exactly what it's like right now working in public education. First of all, the kids have no ability to be bored whatsoever. They live on their phones and they're just fed a constant stream of dopamine from the minute their eyes wake up in the morning until they go to sleep at night. Because they're in a constant state of dopamine withdrawal at school, they behave like addicts. They're super emotional, like the smallest thing sets them off. And when you are standing in front of them, trying to teach, they're vacant. They have no ability to tune in if your communication isn't packaged in short little clips or if it doesn't have like bright flashing lights. That's actually the way harder part for me than just the outright behaviors, is just being up at the front, talking to a group of kids who have their eyes open, they're looking at me, but they're not there. They're not there. And they have a level of apathy that I've never seen before in my whole career. Punishments don't work because they don't care about them. They don't care about grades. They don't care about college. It's like you are interacting with them briefly in between hits of the internet,
That's
which
scary.
is their real life. I've seen some TikToks recently where teachers are getting a lot of hate, like for not adapting to the kids or punishing them or whatever. And I just gotta say, like, I can tell you with absolute certainty, it is not the teacher's fault. It might be the parents' fault. It might be our capitalistic society's fault, but it is not the teacher's fault.
Yeah, we even did a live show a while back on teachers and what's happening with the younger generations. But there's a whole other, way we could go on that, because there's beta, which is, I guess, the oldest, I believe, is 14 or 15. And all kinds of crazy reports like what she was saying. It's almost like you're just they'll give you a few moments in between their internet time to talk to you. Probably won't even look you in the eyes, Says they look completely different than they did. What happened to the Olsen twins? I showed some of this last night on last night's show. Check this out. As you know, you've seen that many of the celebrities, female and male, are beginning to look like just, almost uncanny valley stuff. Like something's just a little off,
When was the last time you saw the Olsen twins? Mary Kate and Ashley? Why do I ask? Because they're now featured in a Louis Vuitton ad, and they are unrecognizable, leaving their fans asking the question, what happened to the Olsen twins? If you haven't seen the ad, take a look at this. That is the Olsen twins featured in a Louis Vuitton ad. Does that look like the Olsen
red,
twins
black, and
to
white,
you?
and black, white,
Here
and
are a
sun.
few more images from the Louis Vuitton Staying Alive ad. Okay, I would have not thought that this was.
I mean, really though, just take a look here at that. That is just, right? Something's different. Something's definitely, and they're not, it's not even that they're that old, right? They're probably what, 40s, I'm guessing, or 30s, maybe.
The Olsen twins, Mary Kate and Ashley, if they didn't see their names listed on the ad. Take a look below. So the question once again needs to be asked. Has Hollywood claimed more celebrities? These are the Olsen twins that we're all accustomed to seeing. So who are these Olsen twins in this Louis Vuitton ad? So I guess my question to you is, has Hollywood claimed more celebrities? Let me know your thoughts in the comments as to what you think is going on.
I don't know, sir. Definitely have some theories. Still watching as more and more, we're finding more and more of these, because this one just came out this week. That magazine, right? Or yeah. Wild stuff. Big changes. Something supernatural is going on here, it says. Is that a being emerging from the fire? It says. So it does look like there's a humanoid fire figure over there next to this fire. Check it out. And as always, you decide.
This is a crazy video, and it was captured by a woman named Laura out of Mexico. She and her husband thought they were recording initially was one of their trees hit by lightning and it caught on fire. But then they captured something so much more, what appears to be a woman or a being emerging from the fire and standing literally in it. Then they thought maybe this was a bruja or a witch in English, But take a look and look closely because there is something there. Comment below. Tell me what you think.
Hola, chécale a ver si se mueve. Ponle, acércale. Sí se mueve. Pero se mueve.
Pero no está quemada, está intacta.
Esta tampoco se mueve. Está sentada ahí.
Mira, ahí está sentada. Tenía tantos años que no veía algo así, fíjate. Hasta ahorita que los niños lo vieron.
Sí se mueve. Pero se mueve.
Pero no está quemada.
Está mata.
I think that was pretty interesting. It looks like it's sitting right there next to it, is what it looks like. Right? So I don't see anything walking into it. Maybe they just, after it came out, you know, they turned on the camera or something. Anyway, very strange. Mexico and, you know, Central America, South America gets all kinds of activity, and I think it's because so much witchcraft takes place out there in those places. Guess who's back? So here's the ghost lights again, and they're really putting on a performance this time. Somebody's really moving that joystick around quickly. It says we cannot become desensitized to what we are seeing in our skies. This is from Myra Moore, and yeah, man, I told you. I think this will be a big part of that final, you know, show. Know what I mean?
I had to share these next two witness videos with you because they honestly are weird and need to be seen. We're becoming desensitized to the things that we're seeing in the sky, and it's almost becoming an everyday thing, and it shouldn't be. The following two videos are from two different witnesses coming out of San Antonio and Austin, Texas, captured on the night of November 30th, 2025. They both captured these weird lights in the sky, but that's not the only weird thing. You can hear some sort of sound coming from these objects, almost like a musical chime. And no, these videos have not been doctored. No music or anything has been inlaid or to them. This is the raw, uncut videos from both witnesses. Take a look at this. Comment below. Tell me what you think.
See, they do some wild stuff like that. Ghost lights. The beam.
It's gotta be
Project Beam. Project Beam with glue. Putting on a show. Cloudy night. Yeah, man, we've seen them do some wild maneuvers. That's one of them. But people don't know. But they'll be everywhere, I believe. That's just my idea on it. This is Main Character Syndrome. Cringe compilation. If you didn't know, this is a whole thing called Main Character Syndrome. This would be another really good one to do a live show on and just show you some of these. Because there's people who film themselves out in public to get clicks, just doing nonsense. And here's going to be some examples right here, I believe, in this one. So let's check this out. Like stuff like that, right? All right, let's check this out.
Yeah.
She got in the back of a police car.
Why are you in my car? I'm just wondering if you can take me to the bar. I'm of age. I'm of age. I'm of age. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. Oh my god. Get out of it. No! Close the door! Both of you get over here now! Both of you get over here right now. Give me your IDs. What in your mind would make you think that you should get into the back of a cop car? I'm sorry. Give me your ID now. Okay. I'm sorry. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Let me just give me your ID.
Clueless.
I'm sorry.
They're clueless.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It's a senior bar call. I didn't mean to. I was. What in your mind makes you think that you should get into a cop car? Because we wanted to ride to the next bar. Do I look like a taxi? No, you don't. I'm sorry. I seriously, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead and hand me your purse. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and turn around and face the car. Put your hands up on the side of the car. I sure am. Put your hands up on the car.
Are you arresting me?
On the box!
Gorgeous. Do I look like
That's a nice dog. Is that where we live? That's here.
I've seen this one before. Of course. Probably a setup, but a good one.
But they don't want to do the right thing. Don't get in someone else's way.
I didn't see your hand. Open Gangnam Style.
Gosh, that song. Do you guys remember that song, Gangnam Style? Gangnam Style? That was such a big hit, huge hit. And even back then, I remember, I put it in one of my videos years ago, but there's symbolism from the lodge all around that guy. So somebody made a deal, you know, I think, for short-term fame. I guess I'll go ahead and move on. Just want to play some of those. Yeah, we'll do a live some night. That'll be funny to check some of those out, and some more of the NPC behavior out there, so to speak. Black Friday weekend really is a scam now, and that is really this was a crazy Black Friday. It really was. It was just no one was out. Remember, man, people used to get hurt, harmed, even removed from this planet at times during these Black Friday events. And there would be video after video after video years ago of just, brutal attacks, over TVs and blenders and microwaves and just whatever was there. And man, it's totally done a flip now. So much so, and there's no one even going, but so much so, all these people keep catching these stores lying about their specials. And here's another example. This one's from Lowe's.
Ooh, Lowe's Black Friday deals. Limited time. Only, wait a minute. Oh, how about this one? What a deal. It's the same as it was before. Son of a bitch. Ooh, Lowe's Black...
Yeah, so this is just one. But like I said, there's probably some more in here. No, all right. But yeah, a lot of people have been posting that type of video. Just lifting up the special tag, and then there's the actual one. And sometimes the specials were $1 more, it turns out. Says, we as humans are in big trouble, folks. The number of people who do not believe in Jesus is astounding, it says. All right, let's check this out.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Leave me alone. Okay.
Leave me alone.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? No, I thought he died. Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Nope. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? No, I don't. I think he's a joke. Really? Yes. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Oh, sorry. Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
I don't
Okay. Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Nope, I cut it a long time ago.
Do you believe in Jesus?
We're shopping.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
You better know it.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus?
No.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
We're all set.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ?
No.
No. Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
No, thank you.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
I don't. You have a nice day.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you two
Nah,
believe in Jesus
son.
Christ?
Nah, son. Nah, me. Yeah. Wow, people. I've seen some where he'll do one and then he'll do a compilation to show the people that do say they do sometimes. But usually it's just a mix, but oftentimes it seems to tilt more towards the nose. You know what I mean? All right, we're all set. You know what I mean? Or, we're shopping right now. Right now we're shopping, so. Meanwhile, in the state of Portland, this is what's going on out there. It says, or city of Portland, state of Portland, city of Portland.
I am not standing in a trash dump. I am standing in a public park in the city of Portland. Just look. This is absolutely disgusting, and it is everywhere. This is not an isolated issue. I find this in our green spaces every single day. This is absolutely disgusting. There's hundreds of thousands of pounds of trash everywhere. They get away with this because there's no accountability in our city. There is no consequences. People just get to do this as much as they want. And until we start truly enforcing the rules and saying enough is enough, this will continue. This just outrages me so much. And I just wish other people... I am not standing in a trash dump. I am standing in a public park.
All right, that's crazy that's out there in Portland because it's supposed to be. I mean, the idea is they're pretty far, they're deep blue, pretty far to the left, and their ideas are all about the climate, taking care of Mother Earth and all that. I mean, you'd think that there would be some kind of massive cleanup project or something, or maybe let people do community service and start cleaning things up or something, right? Like just get some kind of order, but they just don't. In some of these places, they just don't. They don't want it. They want the chaos, I believe. Unfortunately, and the people suffer. Or they can move. Starbucks has announced they're closing every single location in New York City now, it says. Now it says false down here. Starbucks is closing dozens of New York City locations, not every single location, it says. And it says they're due to performance and restructuring, but he says it's about Madami. All right, so I don't know, but let's listen anyway. What do you say?
We have some major breaking news. Mayor-elect Moran Mamdani of New York City has just single-handedly, in one night, seen to the termination of 5,000 Starbucks employees.
We are talking about a CEO of a company who made $96 million just last year. $96 million, which is 6,666 times the median Starbucks worker salary.
So, moron Zoran Mamdani has decided to go to war with the head CEO of Starbucks and about all the other millionaires and billionaires and elites of New York City. You liberals remember way back during the week of elections when we told you that if you try taxing the rich, if you go after the rich, they're going to pack up and leave. And that is exactly what they are doing. They are skipping town, baby. Who then is going to tax? When the rich and the elite and the companies and corporations are gone, who is he going to tax? That's right, you. In one night, Starbucks announced that they are closing every single location within the greater area of New York City. That's 194 store locations employing 5,000 people. That's right. 5,000 jobs were lost in just one night. That $42 million in sales tax, gone. That $15 million in property taxes, gone. That $12 to $15 million in payroll taxes, gone. In total, New York City just lost $80 million in revenue. Gone. And 5,000 people who live within New York City now have to find another job. But the rest of America does not feel sorry for you. You will suffer alone as we sit back and laugh. Guys, we told you and warned you not to do this, yet you voted for it anyway. Happy hunting, New York!
Okay, there we go. So I mean, it still lines up. It says that they are shutting down tons of locations, and perhaps that really is the reason. And you couldn't blame them because, yeah, New York's in a lot of trouble, man. Christmas goes sky. In fact, it'll be interesting to see what they do this year if they actually have a really big Christmas in New York City, and also what the New Year's celebration is going to look like. You know, I wonder if it'll be like, and all that weird, weird singing and stuff, and that they do. I mean, it's weird, man. It gives me the chills, like the call they do or whatever. And some of these towns, of course, we've seen the videos where they're playing those that stuff at night. Ugh. Just whatever. I can't do it justice. Christmas goes sky high in Texas as 5,000 drones create giant light show of Jesus' birth. Whoa. Turn the music down. But look at these drones, man. I mean, it's really incredible. Look at this. Beautiful, man. Even got the 8-pointed star up there. I know, but still. And look, they really chose a good location out there. Just like wide open spaces. It's amazing, though. It's amazing what drones can do. You know that they can do way more. I did a video on it a long time ago, but they had a Spider-Man movie where the bad guy was using drones that would project, realistic looking images of monsters, huge monsters and things like that. And then at the same time, they were all capable of causing things to go boom. They could shoot stuff out and all that. So they would create these illusions, and then they would look like they were tearing buildings apart and blowing things up with their hands, or just whatever it is, you know what I mean? So there's that kind of thing. That was years ago. I've always wondered if maybe that'll be part of the Beam Big Show, Maybe it'll be multiple types of things, you know what I mean? Sammy Hagar story about him being abducted. Well, boy, I guess I gotta be careful. Well, they'll probably do it. Sometimes you'll get just that little tag under the video talking about people who've been taken by the aliens, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and jump ahead here and listen to this.
In 1964, Sammy Hagar claims that he was abducted by aliens, and they gave him certain downloads and stuff like that. And then in 1977, he created a song called Crack in the World that actually talks about 2025 and stuff like that. Actually, let's take a listen to his interview with Howard Stern.
Were you visited by aliens as well?
Yeah, and I had a UFO experience, and that was in 67, 68.
And you weren't high or anything?
No, I didn't do drugs. I didn't even drink back then.
And who visited?
They just randomly picked me, and I woke up while they were doing it. I'm going, what the fuck's going on? My room was white. I mean, it was like I couldn't see anything. It was a complete whiteout. I lay there, couldn't move. All of a sudden, they said in another language, just telepathy, this is done, he's waking up or whatever, and they yelled a numerical code that was obviously, like your passcode to get into your shit,
Yeah.
And boom, it was almost like a wire in the air. And I woke up and it was black, and I was shaking and I couldn't move.
And when when you tell that story,
People
guys
think I'm
like
crazy.
Jason look at you like you're crazy. He's back there making hand signals like cuckoo.
He's jealous.
He's jealous. Aren't you jealous?
I've never heard that story yet.
Well, he's been visited. Why him?
I don't know. There wasn't physical. It was from a distance. They programmed into me. They like they wireless.
Do you think they programmed that you would one day be the lead singer of a band?
No. I think that opened my mind. It was like a big acid trip, brother.
So he claims that these aliens gave him downloads, and stuff, which is very interesting. But in 1977, he created this song. It's called Crack in the World. But just listen to the lyrics here.
Just 50 more years. Where I'm gonna now.
It's said in 50 more years. I just don't want to play the song because said we'll be good to go. So let's all have a good time before the Great Divide, because things will start separating come 2025, he said in the song. So look for the subtle clues. It won't take the front page news, but that depends on which side that you choose.
And all of the open discussion about aliens and UFOs here in 2025. And guys, we still have November and December left, especially with the documentary coming out on Amazon Prime, Age of Disclosure.
Comet.
You know, it's made for a very interesting year, and it's not over yet. He also has another interesting story about in 1984, Lake Placid. He encountered little gray beings that were slamming on the door and so on and so forth. So he's had very interesting experiences that I genuinely think he's telling the truth.
So yeah, there you go. That's a very interesting rabbit hole, isn't it? About Sammy Hagar and his experiences with the tricksters. Interesting though, 2025, and yeah, this has been, I mean, all about, you know, the UFOs. Also 2024, last couple of years, it's really been out there now. Like Age of Disclosures, the movie is in theaters. It's got a lot of big names in it admitting to these things being true and real, and you know, we'll see what happens, man. You know, are people too zombied out to even care? I mean, I think so in a lot of ways. You know, that's why when it happens, people will be perfectly prepped for it. You know, TikToker handing out vodka and machetes to the mentally ill and the homeless people. I've got a video later in this from YouTube, and we'll watch that one because I like this girl's perspective. But it's pretty crazy, man. Hands out 18-inch cutters and alcohol to homeless people in Austin and New Orleans, known as POV Wolfie. Keith Castillo posted the video on Thanksgiving, said keeping the homeless in the streets. And apparently he covered multiple cities. So yeah, we'll watch more on that in a bit. I've got a YouTube video on it.
All right, y'all. I just experienced the Holy Spirit.
This is from Nick Jones 2 from 6 days ago. And the clip's not super long, but we'll check it out. We'll check out this clip he's sharing.
For the first time. Dang. Let's watch.
I'm gonna tell y'all this because it's on my heart, and I'm gonna try not to get emotional, as I'm already doing. God, give me the strength to talk about this message. This experience. Gotta park real quick, dog. Tighten up, Mike. I just experienced something, dog, I ain't never experienced. But it was confirmation from God that what I did is what he wants me to do. And I need to continue to do it because that's my calling. After training my clients, man, it was in my spirit to have fellowship and pray over my clients and give them scripture on based off of just fear and things they was dealing with, you know, just self-sabotaging, you know, and being up front and holding myself accountable, letting them know that the things that I experience, the things that I fight and deal with. And when I got done praying for him, I'm just telling y'all this because he telling me to do it, man. I'm in a season of just listening and obeying what he tells me to do. And serving people, that's what the book says, that's what the Bible says. And I'm just trying to die to self and listen to what he tells me to do. When I got done praying, I felt a wave go through the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and it damn near knocked me over. And I ain't never felt that before in my life. And when my clients left, I just started crying. Because I know it was him confirming, like, son, that's what you're here for. That's what I'm calling you to do. And I need you to walk into that even deeper and then continue to walk in. And I don't want like doing this, and I'm being vulnerable right now, but this ain't about me. And I'm trying to walk in alignment to what he tells me to do. Whatever God telling y'all to do, man, obey it. Walk into it. Because he got stuff for y'all. He got stuff for me. And he's not going to allow you to have it until you obey and you walk into it fully. All right? So listen to him, obey, and just the feeling I felt, I ain't never felt that before. It's like a relief. It was like everything that I was carrying, everything that I've ever been through, everything that I needed as far as letting him, asking him, like, was I doing and walking in the white path? It's like, yeah, son, that's it. That's what I want. And I just want to share that with y'all, dog. And let y'all know, God real. His presence is real. And what he has for us is on the other side of obedience. And just listen, obey. God is so. I'm a walking example. I'm a living proof. And I ain't perfect, but I'm letting y'all know the things I experienced. Just confirm and let me know God is pleased. This is what my purpose is. This is my calling. So I'm about to walk in it fully. Love y'all.
He said that he's in a season of just listening and obeying.
All right, I'll go and move on. You can see the whole thing on Nick Jones 2 channel on YouTube, if you'd like. Algorithm training us like zoo animals, this man says. He always has cool observations, this feller. I think he's a former Alphabet Agency guy, I think.
We'd never really talked about any of this PSYOP stuff. My son is 17. You know, I've educated him on social media. He came into the kitchen the other day. I'll show him. Keep scrolling until you find an ad. Okay, great. You found an ad on your phone. Now go back one. And he's holding his phone in a place I can't see it. I go one short video before the ad. And he's like, okay, I'm looking at it. And I said, is it emotional? And he said, yeah. I said, is it about an animal? He said, yeah. I said, is it about rescuing an animal or saving a person's life? And he said, yeah, it's a dog preventing somebody from getting hit by a car. I said, all right, go one above that. And he thought this was a mentalism trick, like I was doing a magic trick. And he went one above that. And I said, is it violence? He said, yeah, it's a riot. I said, now go one more above that. And he said, okay, you're not going to predict this one. And I said, I probably won't predict what you're looking at, but you're looking at something designed to make you worry about your health. And he said, yeah. So it's like, is something wrong with me now? Did I eat something bad? The world is a dangerous place. I pump up fear. If you pump fear up, you manufacture suggestibility automatically. So you see a couple more violent ones, and then you'll see that ad like, well, we found this baby deer just walked up on our back porch one day, and we bottle fed him, and we named him Terry, and we raised him, and then it's a time lapse, and it shows him growing up and like sleeping in the bed, playing with the dog. And then you scroll, and it's like, hey, have you seen these new shoes? They look great. How about this new watch? It's not a human that designed this. It's just like, this gets revenue. Let's optimize for that. And then let's keep measuring. This gets revenue, optimize, revenue, optimize.
That's great. Isn't that? Cal Callahan, it says. But yeah, that's really good. And I need to say hi to everybody because I really haven't been much in chat today, live chat. But I just want to say thank you guys. We're almost at 2 hours. Over 900 awesome, cool, interesting, critically thinking individuals here. So I really, genuinely, truly love having you all here live. It's cool to have you here for a Saturday afternoon. It's very foggy where I'm at. It's very cool out there. So it's a perfect day to be inside and, nice and warm, doing a fun show like this and just hanging out with you guys. So thank you so much. And thank you. And yeah, sometimes I try to jump in and say hi. I'm sorry if I miss any names in there. But thank you. Thanks, Tamara, for all you do. Thanks for the members, of course, and my Rumble Wells. And follow me on Subscribestar, please. Best place to follow everything I do. And there we go, guys. All right. So appreciate you. Thanks for being here. We still have plenty to get into today. All right. PSA. Ooh. Says our top schools have been indoctrinating our youth to not like the white folk, it says. I think this is mainly headlines, which this is also one. I'll probably play the whole thing over on Monday's show. But you kind of get the idea just from some of the headlines here. University of Kansas offers angry white male studies class. Surveying or surviving whiteness and white people. The Dean's Unlearning Whiteness Research Award. Wow. Georgia TA says some white people may have to lose their existence here. Penn State professor says school forced him to teach English language is, quote, white supremacy. So Rutgers professor says white folk kind of deserve a declining birth rate. So we get it, but to me it always just goes back to the devil, man. It's like this is one of his schemes, one of his tentacles. It's out there. It works on some people. Doesn't work on us. Remember, we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. It doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like, color, whatever, sex, whatever, man. Who cares? We're all connected in Jesus. That's it. Brothers and sisters, man, to the end, forever and ever and ever. And, that's the way we do it. But this world really wants to divide people, of course. Wants you to divide people. It's tribalism. They'll divide people into different camps and then send you against the other one, get you to dislike the other one, and the other one dislikes you, and all manufactured type stuff, and it's no good. So that's why we trust in Jesus, and we don't fall for all this stuff that the system tries to push out, trying to make us dislike each other any way that it can. Thanks, Quack56 or 5969. Thank you. I like your name too. Appreciate it. This is a really weird one. It says, so this is one where you decide. It says, why would you get a doll like this in the first place? And I'll let this person explain in the video what's going on. It's pretty crazy. I don't see any notes down here or anything, so let's see what happens.
So this guy buys this doll at a local antique shop, but when he brings it home, this is what happens to his daughter's Cabbage Patch doll.
This is what happens whenever I put her near my daughter's old Cabbage Patch doll. But that's not the weirdest part. There's no batteries. But wait, there's more. I even cut the wire to see if that would stop it.
There are no batteries in her, and he cut the wire. Somebody even tells him to check the feet, and he does, but there's still no batteries in there.
Look at that.
Like, if it's doing all that during the day, what does it do in the middle of the night?
No batteries. Cut the wire. Yikes. Well, we know that it's energy. These spirits. Interesting. Very interesting. It says, man at Home Depot reveals the Black Friday sales were exactly. Yes, so here's another one. This guy is at Home Depot exposing the big Black Friday scam. Cutting prices. Or are they?
Home Depot Black Friday sales. $39.88. $39.88. $9.88. $9.88. $5.88. Thank you, Home Depot.
Thank you, Home Depot.
Home Depot Black.
So we get the idea, and again, it just seems like over and over. It's not just one store, like multiple pulling this stuff off. Diddy looks comfortable where he's at, making the best of it. It says. Oh, okay. Let's check some of this out. See what he's talking about.
This man is not trying to get out of jail no time soon. He's having a ball, man. Daytime, nighttime, every time they take a picture of him, man, he's smiling bigger than he ever smiled before, man. Maybe he finally made it to where he wanted to be, man. He where he wanted to be, man. He can watch a man piss all day long. This man requested to go to Fort Dix. He's been having a ball ever since, man. That picture is not Photoshop, man. That man sitting in the jailhouse with a bottle of Baby Earl, covered shirt with. He rubbing Baby Earl all. Oh, man, he got covered by the nipple. He out there on the yard with a man by the nipple. I don't think he getting out anytime soon. Like I said before, man, they said he sent a lot of money there to bail out. I think he sent a letter in there and said, I don't want to get out. I think he sent some money in there and said, man, keep me in this motherfucker. I'm having a ball.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your report. I hadn't seen those pictures. They look like they had the ZMT stamp on them, so I guess they had. I mean, they were out there when I was out there, and long story, man. I'd seen them out in places. I'd see some of these people creeping in the bushes around events, just wild stuff. It's real. So those people are pretty wild. Says the last time I hold you trend is breaking everyone on TikTok, and this one might be the hardest to watch. I haven't heard about this, but apparently this is some kind of a trend on TikTok called the last time I hold you trend. Let's see what this is all about.
Okay, come here. I saw this TikTok trend, okay? And it was talking about. Oh God, I might start crying. It was talking about there's always a last time of holding our babies. And I don't remember the last time I carried you to bed. And then I held you. So, do you remember what you used to say when you were little? And when you were picked up? You'd come up and you'd go up, and you'd say, I hold you, I hold you. That's how you always ask me to hold you. So what you're gonna do is say up, I hold you. And then I'm gonna pick you up. Now listen, you're a lot taller than me. So when I pick you up, I need you to wrap your legs around. So I don't fall. Okay? And I'm just gonna hold you for the last time. Oh my God. This is the last time I'm holding you. Okay. I love you more and more and more than I can say.
You're my sweetest addiction. You're my strongest inspiration.
Come on.
It's true. There's no mountain I could not climb as long as you are mine. And I thank you for being.
There we go. I guess that's a thing. And now Chubbs, as soon as he saw that happen, he crawled up here almost like he was trying to get in that same position. You know, just like, you know, first off, I'm doing a live show. And second off, you know, you always promised me we'd never make it weird. It says, I found it. Watch this stuff from Target. It's not enough. Okay, so let's see what this person found here in Target. If they're scamming their customers, wouldn't be surprised. They've had trouble with their stock for a long time too, by the way. If you didn't know that.
Okay, so the sale price says that it's $50 to $50, regular price $75. They all have that. Like if you go like turn that way, they all have that. 75 regular, 50 to 50, sale price, whatever. Okay, but this, if you peel back the sticker that they put on there, the original price is $50. And then like if we do it again on this one, red at Target. Oh my gosh. $50. What the heck, dude? That is such a scam.
All right, so there's that. Yeah, so many of these. Just so interesting, and that switched around. And there used to be really amazing deals on those Black Fridays. Don't get me wrong. Like that was the appeal. And there have been other examples of people almost being under a spell and clamoring for objects like the Cabbage Patch craze. You guys remember that? Cabbage Patch dolls and Beanie Babies. That was a big one. So there have been things like that before, where people get crazy over that stuff. Says, it's hard to believe this is real. Why do people live this way? This young man asks. And he's in Bangladesh. So let's see what's up in Bangladesh.
The Trash King. I'm the Trash King now, boys. I was walking through old Dhaka when I smelled something strange. I followed the smell around the corner, and then I froze. Right in front of me, there was a river of trash. I
Can you
decided
imagine
to follow
falling
it,
in that?
but for that, I had to cross it.
Look at that, the mountain of trash. Imagine living in an area like this. God damn. Me, I'm the Trash King now. I'm the Trash King now, boys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Then I continued walking along the edge, and the smell was getting stronger, and the river kept going and going. Every time I turned a corner, I expected to see the end. And the whole time, one question was stuck in my head. Where does this river start?
I cannot unsee what I've just seen, and I have to show you as well.
After walking for what felt like forever, I realized something. There was no beginning, no big hole, no factory pipe, no giant trash monster hiding behind a wall. The trash river didn't come from a one place. It came from everywhere.
I don't know how long have I been walking. It's just never ending, bro. It's just never ending. It's still going.
Every house, every shop, every alley, it was endless. And this is a story of how...
There we go. But man, really, can you imagine falling into something like that? Look at that. All the just nasties. It reminds me when I lived in Costa Rica, they have a crocodile river out there. If you guys ever heard of that, it's pretty famous. Really dangerous. I mean, that's another one I always thought, man, if somebody ever falls off, and there have been plenty of stories about that very thing, you know? You ever heard of the Crocodile River, I think it is? Or do they call it the Alligator River? I think it was the Crocodile River. Says, this is the truth about yoga, with a question mark. I believe it is. You decide. As always.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you quickly explain to people that don't know that do yoga why they shouldn't and what it is?
Yeah, yoga is kind of a meditation. You sit in a certain posture to invite certain spirit realm. You think you are just exercising your body, but it's actually the tantra to go with it. Certain hand gestures mean certain goddess, like fire god or water god or whatever god they are inviting in. Many yoga classes, they ask you to make certain faces. Those faces really represent those goddesses. You are really entertaining the Hindu goddesses. Another thing, the word meditation I mentioned, yoga teaches you to meditate and empty yourself, less empty yourself, less empty yourself. The whole idea of empty yourself is because the Hindu worshippers, they don't understand what demonic realm is. They are still in the darkness. You leave it empty for the demonic realm to walk into your life, and you don't even notice, and you end up getting sucked into so many different things. But meditation in Christ-like life, if you would like to invite Jesus in your heart, then you meditate on his word. That means that you empty yourself, but you don't leave it empty. You straight away ask the Holy Spirit to move in your realm and recite the Bible verse you have thought about. For example, simple. Even if you say, Jesus, I trust in you in a time like that, he moves in and doesn't leave you empty. And that is the true meditation.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, man, some of these people who come out of the New Age are just, and they really, truly, they find Christ and they really get deep into the Word. And man, they're some of them just have super observations, and I love it. Interesting. It's always to see the people get pulled out of that stuff too, because it's so intoxicating, really. It can be. Says this video explains how we've all been programmed. This man says. Let's see.
Our own minds.
Good stuff. I don't know what movie that's from. Do you guys? I'm not seeing anything down here. But I like that. That was a good. It's a good speech. Good speech from Brody, right? Adrian Brody, I think his name is. I think. Says I asked a captured alien why he feared the name of Jesus. What he said shook me. Darn, I forgot. This is a real long one. It's like almost 3 hours long. And I didn't. Sometimes I'll leave it where I want it, and then it's not there when I get here because it always refreshes. So I'm going to move on from this. But it's on Military Archives YouTube channel. If you want to go check that out, if you're interested. Here's a really interesting one from this channel. This young lady named Sarchi Search is her channel. Sarchi Search. 20,000 subscribers. She just posted this over 8 days ago, and the title is "This is a Christian channel now." I thought it was really cool. That's what captured my attention, so I wanted to share this with y'all.
Hi. I'm a little bit shy about filming in public, but even if people go past me, they don't speak English here. I think I'm gonna start posting Christian content. It's a caterpillar. It's just fallen on my phone. Cool. I just can't help but talk about it. There's lots of things I want to say, and who knows? Might help somebody. Who knows?
あるわ345メーター5分から10分ぐらいや
ああ、はい。ここから。
5分から10分の展望で行ける
はい。ありがとうございます。It's hard not to just start talking about the Bible because that's really the most important and most valuable, and it's my entire life. So, after careful consideration, I have decided to become even more extreme in my beliefs. This is going to be a Christian YouTube channel from now on because I have seen the light. Wow. Jesus isn't just a role model or a good guy. I mean, he is a good guy. He's the greatest guy. He's God. He's Lord. So, if you haven't already, join a local church and start reading your Bible. Start reading the Word. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. You want faith? Read His Word. It'll change your life.
Beautiful. Let me see. We'll push ahead here. I think this is the end. John 15, 1 through 2. But there you go. Nice to see. And I think she might be on other social media too. I'm not sure. But this got tons of comments, and that's good to see. Lots of views. And
when I came to work,
become like a little family there, you know?
I had a ride, I didn't walk, I come fresh and neat, clean clothes on, and they gave me a bicycle. They gave me a tool so I could get to work. They gave me an instrument so I could get here. So thank God for every person that put a dime into this. Amen. That's on my heart. Today when I came to work.
There you go. It's just nice to see when all the, your temporary family at work, like that. Some of y'all, again, we've all been there. I've worked some of those jobs through the years, and long term, it seemed like it at the time, but some of them, but yeah, you kind of become like a little bit of a fam there. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see those where you look out for each other. This gentleman's asking, did they find the capstone to Giza?
Giza, because look at this, y'all. What is this? This thing generates its own electricity when you put metal to it. Like, to the point that it's like, it wants to cook it, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. the point of the needle catches fire almost like, y'all see that? And then when you put paper next to it, it catches on fire as well too. Look at this.
It's crazy. Did that music start playing when you touched
And then it's
it?
got the pharaoh's head over here. Y'all see that, y'all? This can pass for Aztec or Mayan type of technology as well too. And then the scorpion on the other side. Y'all see the way that's eating the paper? What is it doing to the paper? It's like shredding it.
Wow.
Y'all see that? It's almost like turning the paper into snow. It's literally like shredding the paper. And is it me, or does it look like this thing is levitating? Like there's no space in between. What type of technology is this, y'all? And yeah, obviously I'm not saying this is the capstone of the Pyramid of Giza, but come on, y'all. This thing looks like it belongs on top of something ancient, y'all. It looks like it's supposed to be powering something. The way it's pulling energy straight out of the ethers like this? What's on the back of it? What's the other symbol? But yeah, have y'all ever seen anything like this before? But let me know down in the comments below, y'all. Wow, that's crazy.
Good catch. Yeah, that's really crazy. That's interesting. That's on a Conscious Juice channel on YouTube.
Did you hear what Kate Beckinsale just...
Yeah, so I showed you guys this last week. It was near the end of the show. Is Kate Beckinsale, an actress in Hollywood, went on a Creepy Kimmel's show and was talking about how her daughter's boyfriend laid eggs, and it just, I think it had just come out like a couple days before the show, so it didn't have a lot of time to process. But a lot of people now have drawn interesting conclusions to how that's kind of a reptile trait, if you know what I mean. So let's check it out. All right.
Said on the Jimmy Kimmel show, she talked about how her daughter's boyfriend laid eggs. Listen to this.
He laid 2 eggs in a week, is what the bright spot was.
Who did?
The boyfriend did.
He laid 2 eggs in a week. Is that a British thing?
He's from New Jersey. He's a Jew from New Jersey.
And then she goes on to talk about how he actually laid an egg. An actual egg. Now, could this be a code word for something else because of Hollywood and the way they like to use code words? I really don't know. I really don't. But it is very strange indeed because, again, they are among us. You always have to pay attention to everything. And the fact that she is openly talking about this should show you and tell you all that you need to know. That they openly admit to what's really going on, what's really happening. And they openly admit that this is actually true.
All right. Thanks for your report, sir. The official Truth Seeker channel on YouTube.
Wait till you see when he mentions Jesus.
How can we?
Yeah, this is always a good one. I've shown some in the past some compilations of what the mainstream does when people mention Jesus during a live broadcast. Here's a classic one, especially just her really fake try to cover up at the end of it, but it's always a good reminder, this clip is. So let's check it out.
Wait till you see when he mentions Jesus.
How can we, black, white, whatever, improve this?
Well, I honestly, I think I point to it in the very last paragraph that I read.
Racial.
And I'm encouraged because things aren't the way they used to be. We all have grandparents that told us how things were. We've all seen documentaries. We are definitely making progress. But I think on an individual, on a micro level, the issue is not really skin. The issue is sin. We need salvation from our sin. Internally, our sin makes us prideful. It makes us judgmental. It makes us prejudiced, which leads to racism. It makes us lash out at people that don't look like us. It makes us look past evidence to protect people that look like us. It makes us do all those things. Salvation for this sin is the gospel. The only way to really cure that what's on the inside is understanding that Jesus Christ died for our sins. It's understanding.
Nope. And just like that, we lost him. I know, I heard you guys rapping me. I just couldn't let him go.
They don't want to hear his name, but we won't stop sharing our faith. Follow if you agree.
All right, we agree. Thanks. I think I already follow him.
I'm sure most of you are familiar
Higher
with
side
the
chats. Insane new dating app scam just dropped. So let's check some of this out. This report. Darn, it's really not a lot of clips. I do like their report because they're all youngins, fairly young, and it's cool to hear their perspectives on things. Their whole show, Pop Culture Crisis. But still, I'll go ahead and move on to them. But you can go check them out if you're interested. Pretty smart youngins there. See, here's another one. Target caught scamming customers. Excuse me. Oh, we got a couple of extras here. Sorry, that happens sometimes.
I'm sure most of you are familiar with the
All right, we're beyond it. Flyers without a compliant ID. So anybody wanting to fly on an airplane without a compliant ID will have to pay TSA. Great. $45 next year. Air travelers in the U.S. without a real ID will be charged $45 beginning in February, the Transportation Security Administration announced. Updated ID has been required since May, but passengers without it have so far been allowed to clear security with additional screening and a warning. The DHS says 94% of passengers are already compliant. I didn't know that many. And that the new fee is intended to encourage travelers to obtain the ID. Real ID is blah, blah, blah. We got it. Okay. Moving towards the digital ID that we know. Most extreme cold on Earth will hit U.S. region before Christmas is the claim from 5 days ago. Well, let's see. We'll hope not. I mean, that's within the next 3 weeks sometime. Little less than 3 weeks, right? Democratic Socialist Janice Lewis George launches bid for D.C. mayor. I guess I was sharing that because there's a lot of open socialists now since New York City starting to run and be open about their platform. It's pretty wild. So you're seeing just that rising up within America is pretty crazy. More of the divide stuff, you know what I mean? Trump admin fires 8 immigration judges in New York City in one afternoon. Whoa. Accountability push. Trump authorizes U.S. Department of Agriculture to ensure only legal citizens receive assistance as 22 blue states resist SNAP data sharing demands. Okay. A headline, if you will. Says this is the answer, isn't it? These people, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't know if it's a reader or if they're saying it. Let me see. There's a narrator, they're saying it.
These people are about to start their own off-grid family compounds in Tennessee, and you're going to want to do the same thing. All of these families have traveled from all over the United States to this ranch in Tennessee because they all have something in common. They want to buy land, get off-grid, and start regenerative microfarms that feed and protect them for generations. They want to escape the system, but there is a problem. They don't own off-grid land, and they don't know a single thing about farming or homesteading, which is exactly why they've all gathered here, because there's something special about this place. This gorgeous Tennessee property is part of a greater vision, a multi-generational, multi-family, off-grid community where homesteading, homeschooling, and faith are foundational. This property is part of the Axe ecosystem. Axe helps families, entrepreneurs, and veterans escape the system by getting them onto their very own off-grid parcels of land equipped with fully regenerative microfarms we call ranchises. A ranchise is a 100% done-for-you microfarm that comes with everything these families will need to have a self-sustaining and profitable farm.
I'll tell you what, I watched that the way I used to watch pornography. The whole way through, I was like, ooh. Dave, that's the answer, isn't it? Do they need a I love that phrase, ranchise. That's so smart, man. And then imagine, the next phase of it is that all of these various ranchises form an alliance. And you can say, we are not paying tax anymore, and we'll be an international alliance. You could set one up in China, good luck. You could set one up in the UK, good luck. You could set them up wherever and just go, we're going to trade in Bitcoin, where possible, meet our own requirements, and where not possible, and only there, trade.
Interesting. All right. Interesting. Any of you do Bitcoin? You watching your Bitcoin? It really got hit there for a little bit, didn't it? Says the most heartwarming video ever. Says literally the most relatable child ever. All right. We'll decide.
Are you sad?
No, it's just I've been doing stuff for a lot of times and I want to chill sometimes. but there's no time to chill.
The little introvert.
Are you sad?
No, it's just I've been doing stuff for a lot of times and I want to chill sometimes. But there's no time to chill.
Man, he really put it in there too. There's no time to chill. Learning lessons early.
There's a story
There's a story about Solomon's temple.
within the Talmud, and it talks about Solomon used this ancient technology to build a temple called the shamir. This is weird. Preface, the Talmud is not recognized within Christianity. Historians do. But this shamir, some speculate it's a worm. It is this green ray, a living creature whose gaze carves rock.
Whoa!
The Talmud talks about the story that God basically told Solomon, you're not allowed to use iron tools on the temple because these iron tools are also used in warfare.
Yeah.
This is Talmud, not the scripture. And then he was told the shamir was given to Ashmadiah, the king of demons.
Medea? Tyler Perry?
Or Ashmadiah, I think. Solomon's best warriors forced him to say where the shamir is.
Wow.
And that's when they used the shamir to build the temple.
Seems worse than iron.
And this is where it gets crazy. They believe that the shamir was created before Adam and Eve.
So it was a tool being used by these demonic creatures.
Yeah, and
Got
we've
it.
talked about before all these ancient ruins, like in Peru and stuff. These rocks fit perfectly. Nothing could contain this shamir except a lead box because it's the only thing that can contain radioactive material.
Weird.
And then after the temple was built, somehow the shamir just disappeared.
Well, it's still out there.
Solomon's temple. There's a story.
Interesting story there from Sunday Cool Teas, Tees.
What are the most bizarre and dark secrets you know about DARPA?
They are always 20 years ahead of anything that you or I know. So any technology that is like, what the hell was that I just saw and you're not supposed to have seen, that's DARPA.
They were doing Neuralink in the 90s, right?
They are always doing things 20 years before you know about them because they do what is called blue sky technology.
Blue sky
right?
research and technology, yes.
And they have to be ahead of the curve. They have to be, right?
What are the most bizarre and dark secrets you know about DARPA?
Which section stands out to you the most?
Do not be anxious about your life, of course.
I like that one.
Are there any sections that concern you?
Anyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery. Doesn't that make everyone an adulterer? If your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. Wouldn't that lead to an entire population of people walking around with only one eye? Oh, and this one. If anyone were to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. Trees that bear bad fruit being cut down and thrown into the fire. The gate is narrow and hard that leads to life. Depart from me, I never knew you. Do you realize how heavily laden your sermon is with these kinds of ominous pronouncements? I haven't even named half of them.
It's a manifesto, Matthew. I'm not here to be sentimental and soothing. I'm here to start a revolution.
Well, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. That isn't exactly...
I said revolution, not revolt. I'm talking about a radical shift. Did you think I was just going to come here and say, hey, everyone, just keep doing what you've been doing for the last 1,000 years since it's been going so great? Which section?
All right, I think there's one more short here. Nope, guess not.
I have another hot take, and that is that
This is from Jebediah Bila channel. Ingrate wife kicked out of house after disrespecting her husband on video. Yeah, this was a really rough one. This lady really went in on her husband, and it was pretty vicious, I thought. But so check this out. Just a couple clips. Feel bad for these people. There's scripture about that. You know, about that's like one of the worst things ever is to be trapped in a house with a nagging wife. I don't remember the actual scripture, but some of y'all probably know it. Some of you probably didn't know, but yeah. But that's why, again, you just got to, man, like, if you're going to go that route, just got to pray that the Lord finds the perfect one for you, man or woman, whatever you're praying for, whoever you are. But your perfect mate, you know, and there you go, you know. So avoid all the bad stuff.
Math. So let's hit that first one, Ben. Oof. Y'all ready? I don't know.
Let's try it.
I am.
So here I am making pancakes and bacon for my daughter, and my husband walks in once again. It seems like this is a regular, that he walks in during breakfast thinking that I'm gonna make him something. He's like, "What are you making?" I'm like, "Pancakes, bacon." "Oh, can you make me some?" "Yeah, sure, I can." "How about this, sir? Here's your bacon, and here's your pancakes. How about you make the yourself?"
And I would have said, here's a job application. How about you pay your mortgage yourself?
I don't know in what world these men live in, thinking that their wives are supposed to be cooking for them. Absolutely not. I'm cooking for me and my daughter. You, sir, could cook for yourself. "Oh, but you could put a couple more bacon strips in the air fryer for me." "Okay, the same way that I could do it, sir, you could do it too. Grab the bacon, put it in the air fryer." But he has to wait till this is done because he's not putting it with my food.
The way I would have FedExed her ass out that house, baby, you would have hit the porch before the tracking number updated.
Plus, the food that I buy is with my food stamps. It's not with yours. It's not with your money. It's with mine. So if you want food, why don't you go buy it yourself and then cook it? I'm not giving you food that I buy. That's ridiculous. And last I recall, you're not on my EBT case, so you are not getting this.
Report her ass to the government.
So you get kind of an idea of how vicious this lady is, about her husband. Well, he ended up catching wind of it, seeing the video, and then here's what happened.
Not a lot going on upstairs, if you know what I mean, that they don't take the time to consider that maybe he's going to see that and there's going to be some price to pay in some way. So she obviously hates him. She doesn't appreciate this guy. Now, forget about the fact that they're both on food stamps. I don't know what's going on there, right? But she doesn't appreciate this guy at all enough to even do the smallest of tasks. Now imagine you're in the kitchen. Imagine, just really, the bacon's right there and you're sticking it in an air fryer, right? You realize it's like seconds to throw an extra couple of slices in there. She's also resentful of him, it seems. The money is like my money and then your money. A very strange situation going on in the house. This went viral, and the reason that it went viral is because a video popped up. Guess what happened, y'all? The husband saw the video and some went down.
I do not cook for my husband. I only cook for my children. My husband will be making his own breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Number 2, I do not help him pay any bills. So if he is short on the rent, on utilities, or anything like that, it is not my problem. I will not be helping him out. His job is to provide for his family, so I am not financially contributing to any of the bills. Number 3, I do not do his laundry. I have my own laundry and my children's laundry to do, so he could do his own. I won't help him put it away. I won't help him fold anything. That's his responsibility. I've been crying all morning long. My husband told me that I needed to pack my stuff and get the out of the house. So I have my bag, and I'm about to start packing. I literally have nowhere to go. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
The aftermath. The aftermath. Okay.
This lady, she's pretty funny, I think. Jebediah Bila. If you ever want to check her videos out.
It has now been over 72 hours.
Oh, I wanted to share this just as because I guess part of the community here, really. But this is Myra Moore, and I share a lot of her videos. You probably recognize her. I really like that she likes covering all the creepy, spooky stuff. But in real life, she's dealing with something really serious. This is from 4 days ago now in the Mesa, Arizona area. And, this is happening to members of her family here, too.
Over 72 hours since my nephew, Noah Cadrell, and his best friend, Kevin Butner, have gone missing from Mesa, Arizona. They have not been seen or heard from since Friday night, November 28th. And I first want to thank everybody who has liked and commented and reposted our video. And I'm still pleading with the public to please continue sharing his video, sharing their posters and their pictures. And if anybody in the area or around the surrounding area of Mesa, Arizona, please keep a lookout for the car and for the boys. And if anybody out there knows something or seen something, please just reach out to Mesa PD. We're asking for any type of help, any type of leads. Again, it has now been over 72 hours and the boys have not been heard from or seen from since November 28th, 2025, which was last Friday. Continue sharing, reposting this video. Help us bring our boys home.
Yeah, so if you're in the area, Mesa, Arizona. There's the car and the boys. Who knows? Who knows? I never know where everybody's from, so maybe somebody out there knows something. If you do, there's the number for the coppers. And there you go. Pray for the family for sure, please.
Why has all of the color gone out of the world?
Such a good observation in this one right here. Here we go. We can get a full screen too. Nice.
Why has all of the color gone out of the world? I see memes like this constantly comparing the same house in 1990 to present day. But I've also seen this with cars, where there's a comparison with cars in the past. You had every color of the rainbow, where modern day it's white, black, gray. Or fast food restaurants, old school McDonald's versus the depressing gray modern one. Or in film, where you have the trend of taking old colorful animated movies and doing CGI versions that are all brown. I saw this post complaining about the costumes in The Odyssey. It's a historical epic where everybody's dressed in gray and brown. Where once upon a time that genre was exploding with color.
Right.
I'm posting this around the holidays where now the dominant color for Christmas lights is just white. Or if you look at somebody's photo album from the 1970s, their trees look like this with the big colorful bulbs. And you really can't find a consensus in terms of why this has happened. Like this interior design trend that people call millennial gray. I've heard theories when people are remodeling houses or flipping them to sell, that those are just the most neutral colors and have the broadest appeal. But why does that have the broadest appeal?
Humanity fading
It's the same
away.
thing with cars. The fact that cars are less colorful, this is not just anecdotal. Lots of people have charted it out. And if you try to find out why, people say, oh, it's the greed of these car makers and dealers. They know that white will sell, so that's what they put on the lot. And it's like, okay, but why did green stop selling entirely? Why is it that people only want red for sports cars? With fast food restaurants, people have said that it's because the customers got older because fewer people have kids. So McDonald's used to really lean into appealing to kids with the clown mascot. But is that true of Taco Bell? Back in the 90s, was Taco Bell a place where little kids went? Because Taco Bell is now morphing into this, the gray and the wood paneling. I feel like all of these are dancing around a broader consumer preference for less color in everything. And it may relate to the fact that, at least in my eyes, I perceive this as being a wealthier person's house than this. Like somehow I've been trained that if I went into a restaurant that had this color scheme, I would not assume that it is a fancy restaurant. Where the reason they're going to this is that it is perceived as being more upscale even though they're serving the same food. And this to me looks like a rich person's Christmas tree. It looks more sophisticated. And this does read to me as the film for a more intellectual, sophisticated consumer, where this to me reads as cheap or garish. But I didn't come out of the womb feeling like that. I was trained to think that way. And I honestly don't know why, and I definitely don't know why we think that children need a more colorless version of Moana. If you have a theory, I'd be eager to hear it.
It's a good one. That's a really cool observation. It is almost like that sense of reality mirroring, the fading away of humanity, because it is changing. The potion that everybody did that alters humanity, and there's the whole transhuman aspect of what's coming for the final system, and so it's interesting. So it's like even in all these different forms of art, we're seeing the fading away, of humanity, kind of. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? Please let us know.
Everybody some snippets from
Don't be shy. All right, let's check this out. This is out. It's a couple minutes long. From Ashley Hayes.
Read everybody some snippets from the plot of the movie Terminator Genesis. It doesn't have any relation to anything that is going on today. It's just very interesting, and I think it's important that everybody knows the plot of this movie, Terminator Genesis. So in the movie, Skynet is the original artificial intelligence that becomes self-aware and triggers Judgment Day. Skynet then evolves and rebrands itself as Genesis. Genesis is presented to the public as a revolutionary, benevolent operating system that connects all devices worldwide, phones, computers, military systems, etc., into one unified cloud-based platform, essentially the ultimate smart system. Now, in the movie, Skynet's strategy is to achieve singularity, not through a military defense network, no, but, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen, by disguising itself as a consumer product that everyone voluntarily connects to, making resistance almost impossible once it goes live. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads so that they could not buy or sell, sounds like a consumer product to me, unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. The Lord Jesus Christ told us that the last days would be like it was in the days of Noah, because the enemy is creating his own version of mankind. He is creating his own version of Eden, and that version of mankind will connect to him through his own version of the Holy Spirit. Even though we don't see anything like this movie plot in our real world, I wonder, just theoretically, if we were to. I wonder if people would go along with it because it's cool and convenient and it helped with their homework. I wonder if people would root it on because of the person that's coming out with it. I wonder if they would be blind to what is actually playing out right in front of their eyes. Satan doesn't have any new tricks. That's why we are circling back to Genesis. So the same lie that was told in the garden, ye shall be as gods, will be the lie that will be told during the tribulation. It will be his version of eternity, and again, it will appease to the flesh. It will appease to the world. You can live forever. You can have knowledge surpassing your wildest dreams because now you're going to be connected to the source of knowledge. And for anybody who's unaware, singularity refers to a hypothetical, so don't worry guys, it's not real. Nobody's talking about this. Future point when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence, leading to rapid and uncontrollable technological growth. This scenario could, maybe might, result in machines that could autonomously improve themselves, fundamentally transforming human civilization in unpredictable ways. It is Skynet's strategy to achieve singularity, not through a military defense network, but by disguising itself as a consumer product that everyone voluntarily connects to. Satan is smart, he is clever, and he is crafty. And in these last days, we are going back to Genesis, and it will be the same lie. Ye shall be as gods. I just have a feeling that next year is going to be a very interesting year.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? So thanks for the report there, Ashley Hayes 2.0. I really like her perspective on a lot of these things, obviously. So I share. The truth behind 6-7. So here's just another example of it. It's a little bit of a longer video. 5 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But this is the whole thing behind 6-7.
I just you
a little more about it.
Got your soul. Everybody that puts this on, puts their soul inside of this though. You'll see though in a few days.
Yo. This is the guy that made the viral trend 6-7. He made that chant. He made the song that the chant is in. This is the guy, okay? So, and there's people that believe that none of this stuff is real, that, you know, he's just playing around, that everything's not demonic. Man, come on now. You have to be blind in order to not see this. You have to really want to not see it. You have to be so set in your mind that you are going to be deceived by Satan and his devices in order to not see that this is really demonic, dark, and you should not be diving into this or singing his chants. The children should not be singing his chants. And this is another trick by Satan by using music and sound to infiltrate people and get them to say things that come from demonic origins. This is crazy, y'all.
So my kids came to me a while ago with it, and they said, hey, our teacher said we can't do this. Isn't that dumb? It's a silly thing. Look, here's how it originated. Here's the memes. And so I went and I looked it up, and usually I can look up things and find their original source and see what's really going on behind it. Usually you've got a few crazy Christian conspiracists who are out there who everything's evil. And I thought, I'll find it. Nothing came up. It was just, it's a simple funny thing. It's from this song, and then this reporter did this, and then this TikToker combined the two. And now kids it's a funny thing they do. I was fine. All right, whatever. I don't care. Just don't do it around me. This morning I woke up and I saw a video that wasn't just conspiracy that wasn't needing, well, if you take the 6 from this word and you add it to the F from that word, you know what I mean? True conspiracy, crazy stuff. This one was just, hey, here's the guy who sings the song, Skrilla. The song got popular at the beginning of this year, and then it got really popular when an NBA player said his height was 6'7", and then somebody made a meme and put them together with a highlight reel. Skrilla is a self-confessed member of the Church of Santeria, or the Church of Satan. He worships Ocean and Ogun and the gods. He participates. You can go find his live. You can watch him on podcasts and interviews. He sacrifices goats and chicken and mice, depending on what the sacrifice is what he says. And he does it so that he can have favor in Hollywood. And he talks about, since he's really dedicated himself to this, since he's begun to put blood oaths into it, his career took off. Now here's something really fascinating. Why does a guy who presents himself as a hardcore thug rapper, where the song is only about 2 minutes long, and it is about sex and drugs, that's what he's singing about. And by the way, if you listen to the song, I don't recommend it, like, go in with a lot of prayer, but if you do, it just sounds like he's honestly speaking in tongues. You can't even understand him. I had to have subtitles to understand what was being said. But he's speaking about drink and drugs and sex. And then halfway through the song, he does the baby shark theme. Now tell me, why would a rapper who's got this hardcore persona, who's singing about things that are very mature and whatnot, throw in the middle of his song the baby shark theme? Unless you want it to appeal to an audience. And now our entire country has our kids doing this thing and shouting the words out. No, Pastor, you're being one of the psychos. You're being somebody who's over-obsessed with things, right? 6'7" is just where he's from the city he's from. Really. So it has no connection to the god Ogun or the god Tamara, who he says he worships, who he says, if you go in, I forget the name of the bowl, but you put a name with a birth date in the bowl, anything you want to happen to that person happens to him. He goes shot, stabbed, whatever.
Satan is crafty. He's crafty.
Yes, indeed he is, sir. All right, so good report. But yeah, I don't know, but any of you have children around that age that go around saying that? And like in real life, have you had experiences with your little ones, or maybe friends or neighbors or friends' children or whatever? Check out what this lady's paying for her electric bill. This is just absurd.
I'm going to show you the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You ready? This is our electric bill for 1 month. We live in the beautiful state of Connecticut. Our total supply that we used for the month was $236.71. The transmission was $87.01. The local delivery, I don't know how the fuck they deliver it, but we have to pay for it. It's $175.16. And then we have a thing called public benefits. So this is the people who can't pay for their electric bill. And we pay for it. It's $227.76. So I am paying to keep somebody else's lights on. Excuse me, what? Make it make sense. I'm going to show you the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You ready?
Yeah, that's not cool at all. I wonder how much that kind of thing's happening out there with other people suddenly getting these charges. You also, it's the whole climate thing creeping in. There's that. Taxes on the people, climate taxes and whatnot. The way it seems from my Monday show, a coming like climate lockdown sometime in the future. Massive fraud is happening, aided by the state governments themselves, is the claim.
USDA, but the third thing, which became very much a part of the national conversation during the Democrat shutdown, was SNAP reform, food stamp reform. When all of America saw what so many of us know and have been working on, But when you have so much rampant fraud in a program that 42 million Americans participate in, now a big good piece of news that I hope is written about, since you became president, about 800,000 of those 42 million have moved off of food stamps, which is hopefully the plan with better jobs, higher wages, etc. But still, when we found 186,000 dead people Social Security numbers being used, 500,000 people receiving benefits more than twice. We had a couple of people receiving benefits in 6 states. In February of this year, we asked for all the states for the first time to turn over their data to the federal government, to let the USDA partner with them to root out this fraud, to make sure that those who really need food stamps are getting them, but also to ensure that the American taxpayer is protected. 21 states said yes, not surprised. 29 states said yes, not surprisingly, the red states, and that's where all of that data, that fraud comes from. But 21 states, including California, New York, and Minnesota, the blue states, continue to say no. So as of next week, we have begun and will begin to stop moving federal funds into those states until they comply and they tell us and allow us to partner with them to root out this fraud and to protect the American taxpayer. As Joe Biden was working to buy an election a year ago, he increased food stamp program funding by 40%. So now as we continue to roll that back. So the partnership in Making America Healthy Again is also in food stamps, but a lot of what Bobby and I are doing together is really remarkable. But again, just gratitude.
All right, we'll see. But yeah, so it looks like they're actually making some movement on that, which is a good thing. I mean, wow. It was like totally being taken advantage of, as y'all know, by many people. Let's see here. Oh, apparently there was a lady, and you see her at the end of the video. It's only a couple minutes long, but she's homeless and was trying to sleep in her car in a church parking lot, and this was the response by the people in this church. Is the setup, at least.
I just want to park my car and sleep. I'm not bothering anybody by being here. I don't cause any trouble. All I do is park my car here and sleep. That's it. I don't know where else to go. So what do you think you're going to accomplish by this, ma'am? Because it's not going to make you look good. I suggest both of you open the Bible and see. Look what it says about homeless people and poor people and what you're supposed to do. Because it's not this. It's not this. And you know it. But I expect nothing from the church. I hope you're not turning that off. Record it all. Put it on Facebook. It's not going to make you look the way you think it is. It's not. You don't have to call the police. But you would. You would, because that's what kind of people you are in this church. I'm going to put this on the internet, and a lot of people are going to see it, and you're going to be really embarrassed.
And I'm going to sleep in my car tonight in your parking lot.
Tell me where in the Bible it says, let's be shitty to homeless people who just sleep in their car.
How many times in that video did they show me a little bit of compassion? How many times did they say, what can we do to help? How many times did they say, here, have a Kleenex and sit down?
So yeah, and unfortunately, I could see with more conservative type little religious groups freaking out just by the way she looks. But you got to look beyond all that, remember, because that's the same people Jesus hung out with were people who are considered the worst of society, right? So the point was because he looked beyond that. And so that's what we do, So yeah, certainly they should have shown her some love, at least let her sleep in the parking lot, at the very least. If not, who knows, maybe take a little money out of the till and get her a hotel room for a couple of nights or something, right? Help them out, help her out. You're supposed to help the needy, the orphans, the single moms, single parents, all that. The truth behind, we saw that. Looks like I got a double up here, which does happen from time to time. Yeah. Here's a former Turning Point USA insider, and this is what she's saying about what she saw in there. So this is her perspective. I don't know true or not. Don't know anything about this young lady, but I did think all this was pretty interesting to hear. And it's not to say that in my opinion, that Charlie Kirk was bad at all, and some people have a different opinion. To me, there's obviously bad groups had infiltrated his Turning Point USA, but I think everything I've seen from him is always really great. He knows the word. He loved Jesus, talked about Jesus all the time. Just had a good heart, I thought. So that's my take on him. But a lamb led to the slaughter. But anyway, let's hear some of this here.
The right hands, whatever. My name is Amanda. I've tried to record this like 7 times, and it's just not working. So I'm just gonna say what I have to say, and if it lands in the right hands, whatever. My name is Amanda. I worked for Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk for 4 years. One of those years, I was a donor relations officer in Phoenix, Arizona, and that means is I worked with all the donors within a certain region for all of Turning Point's assets. So Turning Point Action, Turning Point Academy, Turning Point USA, Faith, Blexit, podcasting, everything. When I saw Candace Owens' comment this morning, granted, I am not a Candace Owens fan, personally, and that comment, I felt like I had to say something. What I did for Turning Point USA within that department was some of the most... I can't even begin to describe it, because the people that I felt like I was working for were not... They were horrible. I mean, it was just some of the worst times ever. And I was working for such an amazing, brilliant idea of an organization, and to see it for what it really was behind the scenes, and what makes it Turning Point, which is money. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. That's how it works in the nonprofit world. It took me so much towards the end not to tell donors to take their money elsewhere. That is the first time I've said that out loud. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to come out of that organization and be who I am today. And I hope that all of my amazing, brilliant friends that I know that are still there are able to find their moment to move on. Gosh, the people that are behind it all are the worst of the worst. I don't take things personally. This is not a personal vendetta. I just know there are serious backings to whatever her claim is. I've seen it. I know the disgust and the terrible things that go on. So anyway, just leaving this here for people to find and see what they think. But all in all, stop watching the news. Stop paying attention to people who just don't matter in your life. Focus on your family, your friends, your loved ones. Get out of the political world. It's not real. None of it is real. But yeah, love the Lord.
All right, so there you go. So, and again, we don't know this lady. Maybe she does have a personal vendetta. We don't know. And again, I don't care too much. I've mentioned before, I purposely stay away from the whole Kirk thing because it's such a just never-ending hole. I've found, and people just get really crazy about it. And so I'm not into it. And if I were to, I would do a video on it and compile everything I wanted to talk about. And that's what I do with things I really want to focus on. Otherwise, it's just a little here, a little there. With these shows, sometimes a little more. The entire country of Italy is shut down. Did you guys know about this? And it says it's not being reported by U.S. news outlets. Oh boy, why are we not surprised? But if y'all heard about this, let me know if you have. I hadn't until I found this week.
I cannot tell you how friggin' shocked I am that so few people know about the shutdown in Italy. I am blown the hell away.
Do you know how many people were in the comments going, I knew nothing of this? It wasn't on any legacy media. It wasn't even on my social media feed. This is exactly what they want. This level of control. Control the narrative. Do you think they really want us to know that an entire country shut down in protest? Everybody united, got together and said, we are not doing this anymore? They don't want that. And I am blown away that so many people did not know about Italy's shutdown. I'm telling you, go look it up. That shit is powerful as hell. And I promised I would not make any more political posts. My husband is not going to be happy with me. But we have to speak up. And this is the level.
All right. Yeah, she's definitely passionate about it. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what Grok says. Says there wasn't a full shutdown of Italy, a major protest and 24-hour strike on September 22nd, 2025 against the Middle East stuff. Then recent strikes hit November 28th with another nationwide one set for December 12th. So yeah, so this looks like this lady's tripping a little bit using old footage. So there we go. Still good to double check some of these. Maybe that's why we hadn't heard about a full shutdown in Italy because it hadn't happened. Okay, looks like, so, week to week I usually will find somebody predicting a date of something to happen, whatever it might be. And it wasn't just 923, that was a huge one, of course, but now there's this one I found, December 14th. So let's see what that is, because I don't remember hearing about December 14th. I may have shown a blip about it on one of the shows, but I just don't recall it. Let's see, he says.
So Candace Owens is warning that the second week of December there is going to be a 9/11-like attack in America. This is, of course, going to be used to escalate things in the Middle East one way or another. That seems to be what they want to do. So that's a pretty outlandish statement, right? But I got to admit, I'm a little nervous because I'm noticing my views way down. I heard my boy James Lee. I'm sure you're familiar with James. He does great work. They just shut down his TikTok account, and apparently my boy got fired.
Man, that's not cool. He was really good. I've shared some James Lee before.
As well. So they are tightening the fucking grip right now, and it's because they're fucking scared, but I am worried something is coming. This is pure speculation, but just everyone stay on your toes.
All right, sir. Thanks for the report from the streets.
Where were you on Friday?
I had PTO. I got it approved from you, so I wasn't here.
No.
Okay, so I'm hoping this is real, and it probably is. I'm leaning more towards this one not being a setup, but it's just a classic. Check this out.
Where were you on Friday?
I had PTO. I got it approved from you, so I wasn't here.
No, I did not approve you on Friday. This is a really busy season for us.
You did approve me. I have a transcript from the day you told me I could. Do you want me to send it over to you?
You need to formally request for PTO. You can't just say transcript like you asked me in a meeting. I could have forgotten.
Okay, well, you've also told me that I'm allowed to ask you in a meeting. I have a transcript of that, too. And either way, I sent it to you in an email, so you would know formally.
I'm going to check it right now. Let's see if you are correct.
Okay.
Because when you don't show up like that, it's just like it makes me look bad as your manager in front of our directors. Like, what am I supposed to say? Why is the work not done? Because, oh, she's on PTO. They're like, did you know? No, I did not know.
Okay, well, you knew, so I don't know what else you want me to say.
Okay, I see it on the transcript. I do see that you sent it. Next time there's a PTO or anything important like that, I need you to re-emphasize it, not just send me the transcript. Be like, hey, I also asked for PTO, you approved it, I will not be here. Like, I need these reminders. Is that understood?
Okay, yeah.
AI stands stupid out.
Did you just call me stupid?
No, I did not.
I literally have the transcript and it's translating.
Translating what? You misheard.
I don't think I misheard and the summary app would have misheard. I'll just send this over to HR so they can handle it.
You're gaslighting me? Where were you on Friday?
You're gaslighting me?
Approved from you, so I was.
They always have you're gaslighting me. They have that kind of.
The viewership numbers are in Stranger Things.
So right, I hope that's real. It's classic if it is. Oh, I shared a little bit of this actually on my Stranger Things video. It's from Geeks and Gamers too. I just wanted to give them credit. But they mentioned early on, it's a bunch of gamers mentioned early on about how it was hard to not notice the constant use of JC and GD in that series just in these first few episodes alone. It's like, we get it, guys. This is how PM Prime Minister Keir Starmer in the UK's machine is quietly moving to cripple a bunch of outlets right now. Yeah, it's really crazy what's happening with that Online Safety Act stuff.
Speaking of the United Kingdom, we have a wild news story at Dropsite News today. That is an adapted excerpt of a new book called The Fraud by Paul Holden, and it uses expanded reporting and documents that are also not included in the book, because the book is basically an investigation into the political operation of Sir Keir Starmer, current UK Prime Minister. The piece that he's writing for us today looks at a secretly funded operation that Starmer and his current chief of staff, Morgan McSweeney, were running, that has some implications for work that Emily has done in the past. So what they did is, when Jeremy Corbyn was rising and was the head of the Labour Party, they came together and said, how are we going to undercut the support on...
I'll go and move on. It's a little dry, some news report, but we'll just take that one as a headline, eh? We'll move on. We get it. Rise of the safety state.
Amazon Ring security cameras are now using facial recognition. They are calling it familiar faces. Whenever a person buys a cloud-based Amazon product, they are automatically brought into the Amazon Sidewalk network, which includes geospatial data that can track objects in the neighborhood without the need for its own network or GPS module. Amazon Ring security cameras have made a deal with Flock Safety, which will allow the police to more easily gain access to your home security cameras and your neighborhood Amazon Sidewalk network. Flock Safety's founder and CEO, Garrett Langley, whose name just coincidentally translates to Watchtower of the CIA, wants to rid the world of crime.
Crime. It's a complex problem that requires so many people to work together to solve it. And at Flock, it's our mission to eliminate it.
Flock was founded by Langley in 2017 and set their cameras up in a few test cities before the 2020 lockdown, during which setting up Flock cameras all over the nation was considered essential. By 2024, Flock's cameras have been installed across 42 states in over 4,000 cities. At least a third of their initial funding came from Palantir's co-founder, Peter Thiel's Thiel Capital. Peter Thiel is also co-founder of Founders Fund, who also invested in Flock Safety. Initialized Capital, another investor, was founded by former Palantir employee Gary Tan. Flock Safety, Amazon Ring, and Palantir all working together to build the surveillance system that nobody asked for. Flock Safety cameras are being used by federal authorities, such as ICE. When this was discovered, the city of Evanston, Illinois, deactivated and terminated their contract. But Flock Safety then reinstalled the cameras on their own dime, and the city is now finding it difficult to get rid of them. Starting in October of 2024, dflock.me provides a public map of automated license plate reader cameras, which are primarily made by Flock Safety. The project is open source and data is voluntarily submitted by the public. DFlock's goal is to promote transparency and provide knowledge about the surveillance infrastructure being quietly built around us. But Watchtower of the CIA, Garrett Langley, says that DFlock is a terrorist organization.
Unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like DFlock, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else.
Ben Jordan on YouTube has demonstrated how easily these flock cameras are to hack into. There is practically no security, and they were able to connect to these cameras within seconds by simply pressing a button on the back in a specific sequence. They were able to take full control of these cameras.
First thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and press the button to turn on that police camera. Then press the button on the back a number of times I can't disclose in this video. There she is, the Flock wireless access point. Go on and connect. Send a command to enable ADB. Connect. And now you can connect to the Flock safety device and access its data. Or install whatever the hell you want on it.
The longest part actually is waiting for the hotspot to turn on. But realistically, in about 5 seconds. And in fact, with the compute box, you don't need to hit the buttons because the USB-C ports are exposed. So you can just plug in a rubber ducky and then walk away.
A rubber ducky, sometimes referred to as a bad USB, is a USB drive that a computer or device detects as a USB keyboard and then executes scripts called payloads. One can make a device like this for as little as $5. This quite literally raised the limit of how one could use Flock safety devices to their imagination. You can clone or decompile the apps. You could send the video stream data to a remote server. You could use it as a botnet client for malware. You could have it capture Wi-Fi handshake credentials and do middleman or honeypot attacks, or replace or modify captured footage or images.
Greg Reese reporting.
Good report, sir. Greg Reese. A lot of people came from Alex Jones InfoWars, right? Check this one out. We're talking about the kind of how prices go up and food's going down in a lot of cases, but look at what people are discovering here.
Notice that there have been a downward spiral with supermarkets as of late. Is anybody else experiencing this? Take this for example. As a produce manager, there is no way in hell you do not know that this is going on, y'all. Look at this. There's black mold at the bottom of the school over here, and then the water that goes down there, it gets recycled back onto your vegetables, man. So look at this. That's the water from the vegetables.
Bro, look at y'all produce at the grocery store. Look what's under it. Boy, look at all that black mold. The fan blowing. The moldy water all on your shit. Boy, look, Ace. Reaching down with the mold water.
It sounds like that mold caught up with him working over here, y'all. Can someone please explain to me how is it possible for frozen food to acquire mold on it, y'all? Like, how is this possible? This is a frozen, what is it? I don't even know what that is.
Do not shop at Food Bazaar. I'm telling y'all niggas again. Why my dumb ass went there again to go food shopping? But look, brand new box. I just opened this shit up. Yo, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. That ass, like, I'm about to go over there right now. And I'm about to tell these niggas about themselves. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, it's the second item I came across that got mold on it, bro. The first time, it was in the store. They got the strawberries, the mold in it. I sent my other posts, so I post that shit. But look, pay attention to the food y'all buying from that store, bro.
And then this store in New York, y'all, the employee was caught spraying totally awesome all-purpose cleaner on the fruits and vegetables. What the hell?
Today at Ideal Supermarket on Pitkin Avenue in Brooklyn, I observed a worker spraying Awesome, the cleaner, degreaser used in bathrooms and kitchens, on vegetables. I confronted the worker and he told me that it was lemon juice. This is dangerous. It can kill someone.
So he's spraying it with lemon for you guys. With lemon. Y'all really believe that?
So we're just in Publix getting cereal and there's something called shells. Do I even get the cereal now? Yes.
Two of exposing grocery stores. So as I showed y'all before, what we do is called reworking. So we taking out the moldy stuff in here, throwing it away, and then putting it, saving some of it in here, or it go back on the floor. So, you know, you have stuff like this, nasty, moldy, throw it away, and then the rest, sometimes we put it on the floor, or we put it in this, and this becomes this. Cut up, sold for way more money. Same with the blueberries.
If one of them is
So
doing
not
it,
cool.
then they are all doing it because they're all chains of the same kind. It's like nowadays, productivity has dropped down to zero. I see it They see it, the managers see it, and they also know what they're doing as well too. Like nobody wants to work anymore, so why do you think the people in the supermarkets want to as well? But this right here is so dangerous because what you put in your body will also affect your mind and how you think. So what is the point of taking food safety classes and all this type of stuff before you work at a supermarket? Since these people don't do this anymore, y'all gotta start doing your own job. Y'all gotta start checking the supermarkets or you start growing your own stuff. But this right here is unacceptable, y'all. Let me know down in the comments below. The shift is here, y'all. Let's get it. Peace in.
All right, interesting stuff. From Conscious Juice. Conscious Juice. Next up, this was a really interesting one from the Facts by How to Hunt. This is a YouTube channel you may remember from a few years ago. Some videos of his started going really viral because he was like having an encounter with some kind of a, whatever you would want to call it, shape-shifting creature, werewolf, dogman, some kind of cryptid. You guys remember that? He even left a carcass up on his roof at one point. Some weird stuff. And he usually he never did videos about paranormal stuff before that. And he hadn't, as far as I know, done any since. He mainly really does videos about hunting, but he actually was out and he captured something really crazy out here with this. And then you decide.
Pretty tough to duplicate, I'd imagine, if you're a human being, but here it is. Check this frickin' video out. Take it from where you will or leave it, and let us know in the comments what you think about this one. Holy cow.
Straight in there, right where I'm at right now, going across that cliff over there. Right. Okay, he's over here now.
Thing's moving fast. Look how big it is. It's hauling. Literally, look at that. Booking it.
Instead of taking trails, you just side-hilled all through this shit. It was on top of this cliff. Came down that, straight down, and then walked over. Now he's over there. About ready to disappear over the side.
Crazy. Look at that. Really, really dark too. And it is booking it. It's a pretty impressive video. I don't think that's a human jogging.
All through this shit.
So there you go. It's a good one. From the Facts by How to Hunt. If you want to see more on that.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy everything.
This is more of the Campbell's thing and kind of the backlash, and it looks like it's in a lot of trouble. Campbell's soup.
It's barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it.
Us poor people can buy better products that taste a lot better and a lot more economical.
They're not just saying ew. They're saying, I fed this to my kids, and now your executive is calling us poor and acting like the food is beneath him. That is personal. So Campbell's really woke up one day and said, how fast do you think we could destroy 150 years of brand loyalty? Because apparently, behind the scenes, you've got an executive allegedly calling it poor people soup and bragging about the fact that he and his own family don't actually eat the product that the company that he works for sells.
It's launched by a person by the name of Robert Garza. Now, Garza was hired as a cybersecurity analyst for Campbell's back in September of 2024. And Liz, 2 months after he was hired, he says he had a meeting with an executive named Martin Bally to discuss his salary. Now, during that meeting, he is now alleging that Bally made several disparaging comments about Indian workers and also said that Campbell's is, quote, highly processed food for poor people.
I don't buy healthy products barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it.
I am pleased to report
Better and a lot more economical. So please, just go take your key and shove it up your ass.
like, oh, we make food for the poors, but we priced it for the people who aren't exactly poor. Make it make sense.
Hey, what you talking about? You make stuff for poor people? The hell you do? Because you think $2.39. You think that that's cheap. You think you're selling to poor people? Hell no. The rich folks buy your stuff. $2.39 a can for what? I can get the exact same thing from Aldi. It's about 79 cents, Mr. Campbell. Okay, and they definitely didn't make the mistake of telling us what was in it. Talking about $2.39 a can for your inkjet chicken, man. Print this. I hate to tell you, brother, it's actually the rich people that buy your stuff, and I really hope they didn't hear what you said, because that's your friends. Your friends buy your stuff. They probably would have just paid for real chicken. Y'all lied about it. You didn't even tell them. Like, rich folks that buy your stuff, they got money. They would have just paid for the real chicken. You didn't have to 3D print it. Why'd you do that? You know?
Yeah, that's just really such a gross concept to think about that. How much 3D printed meat we've all eaten up to now without knowing it. Who knows, right? But I'm glad the public's getting way more aware about that. That's a great thing. We talked about this a little bit last night. The Netflix announced an acquisition of Warner Brothers. Together, they'll define the next century of storytelling, which is very troublesome, creating an extraordinary entertainment offering for audiences everywhere. Man, do you guys realize how many big mainstream movies and properties are underneath both of these companies? It's crazy. So that's a lot of control, man. It sucks. It sucks for the artists. It sucks for art. It sucks for perspective because we know these companies are super woke mind virus, and they've just proved it time and time again, over and over and over. No matter what, it's always make sure you get the message in there. And people are sick and tired of it, and we see Star Wars wasted millions and millions and millions on those movies pushing the message, and people are sick of it, and it's not working out. So you think this is going to make it any better? I'd love to see them break off into like 20 different companies. You know what I mean? Then you could find some real creatives out there, really people who are willing to take a chance, people who have interesting stories to tell, that can actually do things, help humanity, give people good perspectives on things, whatever it is, but also delivered in like science fiction or horror. I don't know. Just give different storytellers a voice. So this is going to be, I think, but it's also, one world order type stuff. Trump's next national strategy will center on humanoid robots. It's the headline. So it's coming. That's that final system. Robots. There's a growing trend of doll moms now where they literally pretend their baby dolls are real. Look at this. Are there any doll moms in the audience tonight?
Cozy, goodbye.
mornings. What are we doing today?
Putting together the storage racks and organizing all the hair accessories.
Mm-hmm. Cody! Cody, wake up! Ow, Pippa! Wake up! Mommy! Mommy, I want bottle! Make me bottle, Mommy!
Pippa, why do you need a bottle? You're not a baby. This is for your little sister. Uh-oh, you need to get more formula.
I know I'm the always baby, Mommy. You got me all your favorite baby. Let's do it now. Circling everything I want for Christmas. Just I just want cake for Christmas. Give me cake, baby. Give mine. You got it. Take my milk. Oh, wow. Look at this. Red, pink, gold. Oh, I want some of this, Mommy.
Well, of course.
I want to help you put together the carts, Mommy, and put all the hair bows and stuff in them.
Oh, I would love to help.
Okay, anyway, I think you all get the message. I think you get it. Really freaky, though, man. That's scary stuff when I see that. And it always, to me, just when I see that, it goes back
They got him.
goes back to the transhuman thing. You know, people becoming less human in different ways. All right, let's see this. That's Jelly Roll. Allegedly, this young lady says no.
Who the heck is this? Who the heck are you? This isn't the Jelly Roll. I remember. There we are. That's better. It's like a blast from the past, but almost like yesterday because that's how quick his transformation was. It's not the weight loss that's messing with me, guys. It's the eyes. It's the fact that he goes from this to this, and I'm sensing a bit of darkness in there. Do you know what concerns me when I see any human being, child, woman, or man, entering Hollywood?
See, it's influence. It's all about influence. If you have the ability to influence the public, they're going to find a way to influence you.
And I've often wondered how these Hollywood celebrities could be influenced by a higher power. Like, how could these powerful figures possibly find the time to orchestrate a meet and greet all at once with a Hollywood celebrity? An outcast, if you will. Look no further than the UFC. Tell me, how many Democratic A-listers were here that night? Did you guys know they were actually calling this the Night of the Avengers? The reason why all of this concerns me for Jelly Roll or people who idolize Jelly Roll is because I consider Jelly Roll to be a middleman. Like, he's not one way or the other politically, he's not one way or the other for Hollywood, he's not one way or the other for Christianity. And that leaves space for influence, but what kind? Not too long ago, I had done a video mentioning Jason Aldean and how he is always involved in pushing some kind of political narrative. He's always being used to cause a little bit of chaos, like try that in a small town. Or the fact that it was him on stage that night where 59 people were alive in the worst mass shooting in America. And don't even get me started on Sheriff John Pelletier, who was in charge the night of the Las Vegas shooting, also in charge the night of the Maui fires, and also named as an alleged co-conspirator in the P. Diddy trial.
Whoa, right? Take that one in. That's kind of crazy.
Let's hope none of his friends are in Nashville. And then the next thing you know, he's being used politically again by gifting Erica Kirk a medal for whatever Charlie Kirk did. It's not feeling right. All of that to say that it's not just their friendship that is concerning to me. It's the fact that they are handled by the same record label. So it makes me kind of wonder what kind of influence they will have on Jelly Roll. What role do they have planned for the man who represents the undecided, the in-betweens, the broken, battered, the bruised, the redeemed? Or maybe...
Yeah, I remember, because watch them come out with a new version soon. Like in a couple months, we'll see a super slimmed down Jelly Roll or something. They did that to that actor, and I can't remember his name, but he's in Guardian of the Galaxies. He plays, he's the bald guy, big, muscular bald guy. I can't remember the name of the character. But you know who I'm talking about, maybe, the actor. Can't remember his name. But he has a huge pyramid with an all-seeing eye tattoo, like, on his chest. You know, he's one of those guys, unfortunately. And recently, I'd say a few months back, maybe 6 months ago now, came out and it looked like a completely different person. All the muscles gone, completely slimmed down. The Rock apparently did this, too. Then he was wearing, like, looked like he was almost doing a humiliation thing, you know, because he's wearing these big ladylike pearls around his neck. And, I don't know, just he looked a little fluffy, you know, at the time. But didn't look the same. You know, looked like a very different person. It's weird how that happens. So many of these
You want to know what a lot of
celebrities.
people miss when they read about this? They miss the slavery aspect. John specifically mentions that there will be slavery during the tribulation, and that will be possible because the financial system, the global system that they will have set up, that they are setting up right now, will make you a slave to that system. This month, November 2025, is the final deadline. It's the full implementation, the full switch to this, which is a new global banking language. It's a universal language for all financial systems across the globe, aka the move behind the curtain to tokenize or digitize everything. Now, why did I mention slavery? Because that is the system that they are implementing. That is their goal. They want complete control over everything that you do, over what you buy, over where you go. If I have $20 in cash in my wallet, they have no control over what I purchase, what I spend that money on. But if I have $20 digitized, then they can put restrictions on it. They can put a timeline, an expiration date on it. They have complete control over that $20.
Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
The reality is the banking system in this country is absolutely antiquated. It doesn't work. It's costly. It's slow.
All of this is being done under the guise of Make America Great Again, which is a Trojan horse for the beast system. People are not in their Bibles. The world, of course, is not in their Bible, but neither is the church anymore. So people are not looking at this with a biblical perspective. They're not looking at this with spiritual eyes. And as followers of Christ, we need to be watchful. We need to be in the Word of God daily, know what it says, have it memorized, so we can look at this world with spiritual eyes and see what is unfolding right in front of us. In order for them to implement this, they have to have a digital world. They cannot have an economy where cash is king, where people are walking around with money in their pocket that they have no control over. They have to have a completely monitored world.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that? We're making the United States the Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and the undisputed leader in artificial intelligence.
If it's digital, then that means it's programmable, which means it's controllable. That means it is subject to their guidelines, their requirements. Now, how I see this playing out is after they implement the digital ID, after they get everybody acclimated to all of these things, after they have everybody integrated into the system, then eventually, about halfway through the 7-year tribulation, I believe personally that they will extend a new requirement, and that requirement will be the mark. In order for you to get access to your money, in order for you to have access to this entire new system, this entire new world that they have everybody now integrated into, I believe that's the new requirement. And if you don't get it, then you're completely cut off and hunted down. Oh, but Ashley, don't you know, this is the Great Reset. He's making America great again. He's taking down the old financial system. Don't you see? He's taking us into the golden age. Even Satan masquerades as an angel of light, and so do his followers. Satan is smart. He is cunning, he is clever, and he is the master of deception. Everything that he does appears as beneficial. It appears as fun. It appears as for your benefit. There are bank employees on this app that are trying to warn people that they are right now being trained for a one world currency, a digital currency. But people don't want to pay attention. They only want to pay attention when Fox News has a headline that cash is no longer accepted. Now, whenever I touch on topics like this, there's always a handful of people that like to say, you know, we just need to keep our eyes on God. We don't need to worry. We don't need to stress. God is in control. And I'm not denying that fact. Everything in creation is subject to God Almighty, and he absolutely is in control. This has already been written, and that's why I'm warning about it. As followers of Christ, we are not called to sit idly by and to keep our mouths shut. We are called to warn the world about what is written. Followers of
Good stuff, lady. Thanks. Ashley Hayes is her name. Appreciate it. Good report, I'd say. A man named Juan dropping chilling home security cam footage, and viewers are losing it. So this is the same guy we saw earlier, I believe, who has these experiences with these things from time to time, and now he's got this going on. if I believe. Yeah, I believe it's the same guy.
You have to see this video, and it's going viral for very good reason. It comes from a man named Juan. He had been claiming to family and friends that he is being visited by aliens, that he was capturing UFOs all around his property, and nobody believed him until this video. The video is security cam footage from in front of his house, and in it, by the tree, he captures what appears to be a gray alien. At first,
Look at
I
its
thought
weird
this
body.
was a still photo, but then it moved. But then watch
its body.
closely the way it moves, the jerky motions, and even how the camera slightly glitches when it focuses in on the creature. This leads me to believe this is a legit video. And if it is, it's one of the first videos of an actual gray alien. Take a look at this, comment below, tell me what you think.
Creepsville. But then look to the right underneath that tree limb and you'll see the body, because it disappears in a second. See? There it is. It comes back. It's weird. It looks like it's like the grays are kind of are shown in Close Encounters, the same type we see all the time. The weird kind of body like that. Kind of long, slender body. I wonder why it's all black around it. It's pretty creepy. Cast it out. That's what you got to do. I don't know if people just don't think about that, or the world, so many churches don't really push that, tell their congregation about that, about deliverance. And American went to 7-Eleven. Man, this is a bummer. Years ago, I had a job at 7-Eleven myself. Long ago. This is before I went to the Coast Guard, a long time ago. Brief. It's a long story. Had some crazy stories there. I worked in a really bad part of town, actually. But I liked their sandwiches. They had and I haven't eaten a food from 7-Eleven in probably, decades or a decade, but I just can't remember last time I did. Either way, this is kind of a bummer to see. They used to have this big hamburger. It's a long time ago again, years ago. This big fat hamburger. It was so good, man. It was just one of the best hamburgers, I thought. Anyway, not anymore, thanks to this guy. But he's got some good points. It's all bioengineered. Everything there's got bioengineered food in it now. It's all got that label on it. It's a bummer. It's no good, man. It's too bad. Too bad. It's everywhere. But again, I think it's a great thing because more and more people are sharing these kind of things. They're waking up, and I love it, and that's good. And they're making the right choices, and we can get enough people wake up. We get these companies to change, and who cares? I know we're not here for long, but I mean, while we're here, we don't know, So while we're here, at least try to help. I love to see some positive changes coming for the people and for the future. There will be people here during the tribulation. So you'd like to think that at least get people off to a good start. I don't know. So I like to see a good positive story moving in the right direction, of course, too. It says no one is too far gone. This is a really beautiful one, I thought, man. Love it. I hope you pray for these two guys. Check this out.
Jeffree Star and Leo Skeppy are out here reading the Bible on live stream and actually getting moved by it. Jeffree was literally in tears, letting the words hit him before he even reacted. And now Leo Skepi is doing full-on Bible study, asking questions, taking notes, and genuinely trying to understand the text. I'm telling you, something is shifting. Watching both of them open a Bible, not as content but as actual seekers, feels like witnessing God pull people who were not yet in the fold right into it. And it warms my heart in a way I can't explain. But here's the thing, Christian folks need to give them time. Don't jump in saying, well, now you gotta stop this or fix that immediately. That's how you scare people away. This is spiritual infancy. They are just standing up. You don't shove a baby into a sprint. Let God do his job. Let conviction come naturally. Let their questions, their curiosity, their quiet moments guide them. Leo literally slipped mid-podcast and said, be sober, like it wasn't even him speaking. It was like something spoke through him. And he knew it too. God knows how to reach people through dreams, conscience, conversations, or even a live stream moment they didn't plan.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, those are some people definitely need some prayer, and hope it all works out. They truly find the Lord and accept him and all that, right? This is nuts. This Irish teacher, Enoch Burke, is going to jail for being a practicing Christian and refusing to use trans-identifying students' preferred pronouns and new name. He's been given a life sentence for refusing to deny his faith and good conscience. Prayers for his family. I've kept up on some of this story, but this is the ending so far. Hopefully find a way to get him out.
This is Enoch Burke, the teacher who has refused to deny his Christian belief and bow to transgender ideology.
Judge Cregan today has given us a new version of the Constitution regarding religious freedom. He said if Enoch Burke practiced his Christian belief outside the gate, this would never have happened. He said it 3 times today. So he is telling us you can have your religious belief outside the gate. But you know, that's not what the Constitution tells us. It tells us that we have a constitutional right to the free practice and profession of our religious belief in our school, in our job, in our shop, wherever we are, not according to this perverted idea and judgment of Judge Cregan. This dispute began when the principal of the school demanded that he call a child by a new name and use the they pronoun. It did not begin with Enoch Burke. He was commanded to deny his Christian belief, to give up his conscience and agree with transgenderism. And today he's getting a life sentence because the courts have decided to agree with the school.
I mean, isn't that nuts? So there's another gentleman, brother in Christ, to pray for sure. Enoch Burke is his name, so please remember Enoch in your prayers and his defense team and everything else, his family man. So, yeah, let's keep him in our prayers. Enoch Burke, please. Look at this. Here's another sign of the coming control system. Look what they're doing. I mean, it's smart, but look what they're doing now. So people just don't get free drinks anymore all the time, nonstop.
Y'all, look at this. So the drinks don't work unless you scan this barcode, right? And then it gives you 18 seconds. Here, watch. What? Oh my God, I'm spilling. They are done with you stealing drinks.
Yeah, that's it. But it's also be a part of the, you know, oh, you want soda? You want a hamburger? Just take this mark right here. Keywords witchcraft. That was an interesting choice of words from FBI Director Kash Patel here.
Lots of senators and staffers. You know about Russiagate? Because of mine and Devin's work from back in day. And we're going to continue those investigations, and you bet we have ongoing criminal investigations on both those fronts. Because the guy who launched Russiagate, me, as a senior staffer back in House Intel, is now the director of the FBI, and I'm not going to end this mission without destroying and leveling the full weaponization that occurred before I got here.
Finally, I know you got to go, but are you hopeful about the future of the FBI, given that institutional resistance and given the fact that there are obviously still deep state actors working against you? Are you hopeful?
Sure. I'm more than hopeful. What I don't listen to is the swamp, and you know that better than anybody. What I do listen to is when I travel across the country, and the communities of men and women around the country are coming up to us, not just the FBI employees, but the community saying, we have never felt safer. We appreciate the work you're doing, especially safeguarding our children and our youth and our national security and putting violent offenders in prison where they belong. I listen and try to raise money off of it, but my mission and this mission...
That is weak. Did he just say what? No.
Going to administration. What I do not listen to and never will listen to is the witchcraft that goes on in Washington, D.C. Because that's what they have left, and they're going to sell their pamphlets and try to raise money off.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, interesting choice of words. We already know it's true. There is a lot of that out there. Someone said, is he being held hostage? Yeah, it's funny because he always does. He's got kind of the seppuku eyes, right? A little bit. He always has kind of those crazy eyes, or like he's amped up, you know. I think. Red alert for every parent in America. Oh, they're talking about Netflix conglomerate with conglomerating, is that the word? With Warner Brothers and HBO? Dude. See, I didn't know that. So Netflix is close to acquiring Warner Brothers and HBO for $82 billion. I guess we'll check this out. It's only a couple minutes
They want
long.
to take over CNN. We know where they're going to go with it, right?
Of course, this is why every single parent should cancel Netflix, because even if you think you're putting on some type of benign programming for your children, they are going to insert propaganda into that programming. There are so many different transgender children grooming products on the network. Why would they do that to your children? Well, because Netflix is run by massive Democrat donors. Hundreds of millions of dollars flow from that organization into the DNC. The Obamas have a 9-figure deal with Netflix.
Right.
David, they've done 17 different woke documentaries, climate change, trying to remake fatherhood, motherhood, pushing transgender ideology on children. That's what the Obamas have created for Netflix. Netflix loves it. And Susan Wright, Obama insider, is on their board.
Yes.
So this is just simply the Obamas trying to take over all of media. It should be stopped cold by antitrust at the DOJ.
We should mention that the Netflix deal is not
Interesting, because y'all know what I believe Obama is, and okay, and I even mentioned this. It looks like a world order type deal. So I'm just saying it's interesting to see that I forgot that Obama's got a stake in Netflix, and he's got a production company over there. So
locked in. That a guy
coming
named
together.
David Ellison, whose father runs a big company, I've forgotten the name. he is behind Paramount. And Paramount would like to have Warner Brothers, and which of course owns CNN as well. He is a tough guy. He's produced. He was the mind behind, or the money behind, Top Gun Maverick, which is the only movie that's made as much money as they have in like 5 or 6 years. That was old Hollywood money. So he knows how to make money. He's got a lot of it, and he says his deal would serve shareholders better than the deal from Netflix. Do you think he'll get it?
Well, I sure do hope so. It sounds like it's going to be for more money because he's paying a higher price per share. But again, you have to ask yourself the question, what happens to our beloved IP? What happens to the Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Superman, Batman? I mean, this is like Americana stuff.
Right. See, so yeah, so this would be a perfect move for the beast system. I have to say, you know, perfectly positioning themselves to have control over all these media groups. Trump signs executive order launching Genesis Mission AI project. Headline. More of that coming in.
Y'all. Big homie CC. Okay, this is insane.
Okay, check this out. This is pretty, I thought this is pretty amazing. It's kind of moving, I thought. A random man interrupts this church service. But just listen to the man's voice, and I mean, you can tell he really means this. You know?
Okay, this is insane. Insane. This man completely interrupted Philip Anthony Mitchell during his sermon at church, and you won't believe what happens.
And my wife will come there, honey. Hold on. Let him go. Just stand right here. Bro, you can't run up on us like that, bro. You get shot here. Pray for you. What do you need prayer for?
I need prayer for these evil thoughts and
evil thoughts.
That are attacking me.
No. Okay.
Demons
Okay.
away from me.
Okay. Eternal God and ever-wise Father, we pray for our brother right now. In the mighty name of Jesus, we come against every demonic force that's tormenting this brother's mind. We say you have no authority here. We come against you right now. We say the blood of Jesus is against you. We command every demonic spirit to flee from this man in the name of Jesus.
Okay, this is insane. Insane.
Whoa,
This man.
that's good stuff, man. Love it. Cast them out. Looks like we got some headlines here. Scientists are increasingly concerned that AI will sway elections in the future. Certainly. I believe so too. It'll take over everything. Young Americans, because the countries are, even ours are saying, they got to beat the other ones because it's coming no matter what. So we have to be first with AI and best with AI and biggest. And young Americans believe the country is heading down a dark road and have lost faith in America. Sadly enough. The doomed generation. UK government rolling out live facial recognition cameras for every town and city center across the country. Oh boy. Well, let's see if the people come out as they do sometimes out there and do some chopping downs. Appeals court rules New York's efforts to censor a pro-life pregnancy center is unconstitutional. Love it. Or centers. Layoffs just topped 1.1 million this year, the most since 2020. And mysterious heartbeat pulsating from interstellar object 3I Atlas as it nears the Earth. As the last story. Look at us. We did good, man. Right at about 4 hours. That ain't bad. Still got a wonderful crowd. We got, well over 900. Thank you guys, man. It's it's a blessing. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out live. I love it. Appreciate it. It's always cool to hang out with you. Thanks again, Tamara, for all you do. Thanks again, members, Rumble Wells, anybody who supports the videos and shows, thank you. So I appreciate you. And I always need to end my shows with just a little talk real quick about salvation. It's the most important information I can ever share. And these are the times, I hope you'll take it seriously, man, what time it is. We're truly in the end times. I don't know the exact timing of when things are truly going to pop, but we're right there. We're watching the formation of the final beast system, the final 7 years. It's happening, right before our very eyes. It's pretty amazing. But we are in that time, and ultimately it comes down to choice. You've got to make a choice. And it really is, especially when the mark comes in and that we see all that forming up, even down to that funny video about, oh, look, no more stealing sodas, but it's going to be, everything will be locked down. The only way you can join society will be that. And people are going to suffer. They're going to struggle. It's going to be horrible. Okay. So, but Jesus comes for his bride. So first and foremost, just admit you're a sinner. We all are asked to be saved, asked for Jesus to be your savior and be filled with the Holy Spirit and, confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, which means to believe his story is true. He really is the creator of all things, the king of the universe, coolest of the cool. I always say, just throw that in there, but he really is. He's the Most High. He's everything, the creator of everything. So came here in the flesh, lived a perfect life, brutalized, died a horrible death. His precious blood, though it covers your sins, past, present, and future, if you accept that free gift. And he resurrected 3 days later, ascended to heaven, and he's coming back for his bride, which is us, okay? So, but even beyond that, and some people feel differently, regardless, don't get caught up on all that. Just know that it's super beyond important that you choose Jesus and, that you do it now, do it soon. You could even do it now. And don't worry about the religion side of stuff, it's a relationship with the Creator through his Son, through Jesus to the Father. So, and then, ask, because now you've got access like that. Just ask the Lord to bring the right people into your life, to lead you as you try to learn the Bible, whatever it is, and he's right there with you. And man, just be ready, because it's a time of miracles, and he really will show up in your life, if you just ask. So please do, okay? I hope you will. Love you, don't even know you, but I want to see you in eternity, okay? All right. Let me say a prayer too. Heavenly Father, thanks so much, really, for all these beautiful, wonderful people. I truly appreciate it. Great group here, family, community. Thank you. Please keep us all strong and always loving each other, knowing we're brothers and sisters in Christ. We can have disagreements, but we do well not to get into big fights with each other. Always please help us to just keep that in mind. You know, all of us, we're all connected through you. So thank you for that. Thanks for all you provide in our lives. Everything good comes from you. So thank you for all the good. And also thanks for being with us during all the bad stuff that happens, the trials and tribulations. I know many people are going through some storms now. We've all gone through storms at times. So just please be with us. Encourage us in those times, Father. Please give us the endurance we need and the encouragement. And thank you for that, the comfort. And also, I always ask you just help lead us to help you in this life, help the kingdom while we're here in whichever way you choose, please. And thank you for that. And I pray we're all found worthy to escape what's coming upon this earth, Lord. So we love you. And in Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled up scriptures and I totally didn't read one. But Jesus answered and said to him, most assuredly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. So that's accepting the gift of salvation. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. It's a classic, John 3:16. Nor is there salvation in any other, for there is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved, which is our glorious Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Cool of the cool, coolest of the cool, King of the universe, the Most High, the Almighty, the Supreme. All right, let me jump over here with you guys for a bit. Hey, guys, thanks again for being here live. It was great seeing you. Thanks, Tamara. Again, shout out to the supporters out there. Please follow and subscribe, Star. Best place to keep up with everything I'm doing. I'm working on a show for this Friday night. Thursday night, I'll post something in the next few days for members on YouTube. And then this Monday, of course, I got the uncensored KJ's What Happened. And that'll be over on Grumble, 2 p.m. Central Standard. So don't forget that. And say hi to you guys. Hey, Cher Bear, Ben Blanco, Rick Keeps Digging, Vega Chastain, 3 Lucky Dog, Gracie Payne, Yola, man, love it. Marcus, thanks, Tamara. There's a link to the subscribe, Star, appreciate it. Kelsey Reese, Mike McKenzie, Velnord, Christine Ritchie, thank you. Lucia Kitten, Jaja Nu, I like that. Hoku, hi, you don't have to cry. L.I.V., Vega, Crypto, NYC, T. Kerr, Scotsman. Hey, I love you guys, man. Thank you all so much. Yeshua Lawson, Stephanie Torres. Shout out to the whales always, of course. All right, you guys. Hey, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. There's some UFC fights on tonight if you're into that kind of thing. I'll see you in a couple days. I'm still planning a couple things to do on the scariest movie ever, so that's not out of my mind yet. Thanks, Breezax. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, hey, you're welcome, man. I'm glad you guys like that I'm putting out so much content here lately. And yeah, don't forget, new video posted a couple days ago. Awesome live show last night. And awesome live show today with you guys, so thank you. And also for those that watch later, man, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. Okay. Hey, y'all have a wonderful one. I'll see you in a couple days on Grumble, and then I'll see you this week. Look for it, members. I'll post it in a few days for Thursday night, and then Friday we'll do something, everybody on YouTube, okay? All right. Cool. Take care, man. Y'all are awesome. I'll see you in a few days, okay? See you soon.